Who said that yesterday? Okay, what does that mean, by the way? Hanggat may buhay, okay lang.
Tell us.
As long as you have life. Hey, wait. As long as you have life, you're okay. Okay lang.
Yeah.
Is that right?
As long as you have life, it's okay.
So wise words from Chakner.
So it's a non-answer. It's a non-answer. Like, you're not saying no, but you're not saying yes.
It's a safe answer.
It's a safe answer. I mean,
Like
that's the answer.
me.
Yeah. That's very Brigida-like.
But at least, you know,
B for Brigida.
it can go both ways.
Our chat is probably putting B for Brigida too, which is probably out there. But hey, that is a phrase you could technically live by.
As long as
There's
if you're really thinking about it, you know. And so I'm wondering too, is for Super Yoshi? See, you can't you're thinking about it.
That's too many words. You could just say whatever.
No, it's not the same. That's not something.
This feels a little bit more optimistic.
Leo, that is not something that you would have, you know, like written down in your book or maybe your note app. You're not just gonna put whatever.
It's complacency with layers, bro.
It's not something you're gonna put on your body permanently. You know. I'd rather put that Hanggat buhay. Okay, lang. All right, let's throw it over to the stage to have our marshals and teams walk in.
To oversee and uphold the tournament's integrity, guiding us through this match, our marshals, Chico, Patrick, JJ, and Tubin. Can they find an answer with a super change in their lineup? The barangay marches once more. It's Smart Omega! In EXP, it's Lewis. In the jungle, Andoryu. In mid, Ukir. In Rome, making his Smart Omega debut, Super Yoshi. In gold, Big J. Jome. And their opponents, comprised of duos from Sansan to Baby Cakes, it's Team Liquid Philippines. In EXP, Sanford. In the jungle, Carl Teasy. In mid, Sanchi. In Rome, Daddy JP. In gold, the Filipino sniper, Oheb. And their coaches, Coach Lembot and Coach RC.
And here we go. We're going to take a look first at the lineup for Smart Omega. This is the one with a change in it. Brigida, how's it looking?
Yeah, I think a lot of us are asking what could be next for Smart Omega. What can they do next? And apparently they're trying something in as early as week number 2. They're bringing in Super Yoshi for their Rome today instead of Chaknu. So we're about to see and witness how will this change the dynamics between the players of Smart Omega. Will we see a bit of a more composed in sense that there will be more direction in terms of what they want to do?
Yeah.
Or will this need a little bit more time again for them to fully grasp in terms of how they want to execute it?
I hate to be the pessimist, but different isn't always better. I hope Super Yoshi proves that he deserves to play more than the Mamba.
Well, we'll see if he is able to do that. And also, once again, this is Team Liquid PH. Leo, take us through the lineup.
From Sansan to Baby Cakes and Daddy JP in the sandwich. I mean, the last time I remember seeing them this dominant was season 13.
Season 13.
And they won that season. So, again, who can stop the Liquid Stampede? That's the question. Is I haven't seen a single gap in their play just yet.
Yeah, it just seems like every single game that they've showed us so far, they're the team playing the cleanest. And a lot of people, when they came into the season, just off the back of M6 or even SPS, they're thinking that's going to be Onyx Philippines. But you were seeing how they're struggling. And for TLPH, you can see it from the breakdown here in comparison to Smart Omega. Obviously there's really so many areas that Smart Omega can work on to improve.
Yeah.
And when you look at the breakdown here, really it's just heavily in favor for TLPH.
And imagine TLPH are performing this good, even when you talk to them and they just say that they're just enjoying every single game. They're having fun together, and I think that's a key word. It hasn't felt that way for a long time because, of course, after being in the top for so long,
Yeah.
they found it difficult to bounce back when they suddenly found the other teams catching up and eventually dethroning them from the top. And it felt like a desperate way to come back. But now that they have a different outlook, a different mindset, everything just seems to be falling in place for the Cavalry.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed with them as well, is just how well composed they are as a team, how well their synergy is working. And, before every game, they definitely have to have a ping test. So let's see how the players took this one.
Magkamali ang isang tulad ko. Ang kulit mo, Magnus! Isa muna. Pwede ka malakas lang boses ko! May nais pa, kuya. Sarap maglaro.
Ito sa akin yung mic. Pwede ka ba dito? Mag-mic check.
May jacket ka agad, Ken?
Oo, entrance daw jacket na siya.
Oo, okay lang.
Okay lang. Parang ano siya,
Boy, plaga, boy.
libero. Huwag nyo nga tumbahin. Kailangan ko ma-warm up to. JV!
Okay. What was that? What was the end? Jay, was he saying his own name?
JP?
Was he doing an impression of his own walk-in?
JP!
Like, yeah.
But again, that's Super Yoshi and that's JP there. And yeah, I really feel like I think a lot of the guys, especially for the fans of Smart Omega out there, are going to be looking toward to see, is this worth the switch up? Because a lot of people do gravitate towards wanting to see Chaknu play. We know how much of a monster he can be in the roam position, but also you got to give an opportunity for players like this, for Super Yoshi, to step up.
And I'm worried because he opened the ping test while singing a song that talks about making mistakes. That was a song by Looney featuring Quest from 2013, Tao Lang. It talks about how it's okay to make mistakes, I'm human,
Yeah.
Does that give you optimism? He's like,
Well,
Maybe that's to get the bad luck out.
but towards the end, right, he was
it's a
saying...
leadership role.
Yeah, but towards the end he was saying something along the lines of, it feels so good to play. So...
He's
I'm
eager. He's eager.
I'm happy for him in that sense.
Yeah, he's
Hey.
looking forward to this.
And, part of it again, we've really seen how, this has been the case for a lot of our seasons and everything else, but the roam, especially right now, because of just how quick that early game rotation is going to be, how important it is, how much vision you give to the team in the early portion of the game and throughout is so important. So because of the fact that we haven't seen too much of Super Yoshi, at least here in the MPL, I want to see how he's improved, man, especially over the time. And yes, we got a glimpse of his MDL stats back when he was in the MDL, but again, this is one of the players where it's like, if they want that opportunity to step up, let them step up, and maybe it's actually one of the keys for their own victories here. Speaking of, right on cue. Thank you. Direct Infinix keys to victory. We're gonna take us through.
Speaking of the keys to victory and focusing much of it onto Super Yoshi and his responsibility coming into this game, it feels like, based on what we know from Super Yoshi and his previous performances, he has quite of a shared hero pool with that of which we commonly see from either his lookalike, which many consider to be Yawi, or Chaknu even. So he's expected to lead from the front and direct his team, whereas
That was
for
so
Team
quick.
Liquid Philippines, they need to do the opposite. Lead from the back, since JP has the tendency to be a little bit more alongside his teammates whenever there is a team fight. But for both, it's very important to not just lead wherever specific direction they are strong in terms of it. It's keeping all sides covered and making sure that, again, the fundamentals to start things off. It's very important for these two teams to know it.
Yeah, this is one of those very fundamental checks, I would say, for Smart Omega. Looking for, again, their first game win even. And what I'd also like to see, and not just, of course, what Super Yoshi can bring to the table, but allowing Big J, Jome, to get activated. Like, he just has not had that opportunity yet, and he's mostly been shut down in the gold lane, and you're going against someone like Oheb, you've really got to be able to go ahead and step up and rely on the team here. So we're jumping into this draft for game number 1. We do have Smart Mega this taking the blue side for game 1. TLPH will be on the red. Look at that 100% win rate for TLPH.
Their stats are so skewed
It's
because
just
they've
skewed.
never lost a single game in season 15 yet.
So everything's 100 right now.
Yeah.
Keep it at 100.
It's on either side, and it just feels so hard to find a way to respond to this immediately. But a first pick Joe coming in from Smart Omega, and the smile on Super Yoshi's face is kind of giving it away.
How do we feel about this? I mean, is this? I guess this is just the big question mark that we've been talking about leading into this.
It's a flex pick, but we often see power picks being prioritized first. The jungle trades, the gold lane trades. So it's a different approach to it, which allows Team Liquid Philippines to get their hands on 2 of their preferred junglers, jungler gold.
How often do you see Harrod picked alongside a Suyo, man?
Not often, man, but
To be fair, they did open up quite a bit because the Granger still came through on the swing.
Yeah.
And the Farsa. So I think both teams are just happy with their openers here.
It's a strong mid duo immediately showing up from Smart Omega, and I don't think that this is a common trend nowadays. Most of the time, it's the Roam XP being flexed in the first phase, and then we see the mid laners being picked up in the second phase of the drafting. But now we just revealed it immediately for Smart Omega, assuming that this is gonna go into the Roam. But JP responds just the same with a Jawhead that regardless of who he decides to pair it up with, since there's also the Vixana that's still available, there's also the mostly the Vixana still available. It'll work out pretty well for Team Liquid Philippines.
Leo, this is the combo, right? The Suyo, the Jawhead.
Very fast.
Very fast, and very just kind of true to the playstyle that TLPH has been showcasing us so far. So if you're Smart Omega, you don't want to be getting caught off from that Jawhead and right into Suyo's blades, obviously with the Soul Sever, and that combination works so well. So how do you build up around this? What do you go ahead and take for these last 2 picks here for Smart Omega?
For Smart Omega, since they took out the Joy as well, it seems like their options are now either the Nolan again or the Hayabusa, since it's still available. But this is a Jawhead that you have to take into consideration. The Matilda's banned out for Omega too, so given the fact that they already picked up the Joe, it's likely that they might want to really go for the Assassin though, since they also bound out the Hilda.
It looks like they're setting up for the Haya.
Yeah.
Given that they banned out the Vixana, very good hero, but one of the main things that Vixana does is adds an extra body.
Yeah.
So if you throw a Shadow Kill in there, you're compromised.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's like a 50-50, slightly leaning towards Haya, Nolan.
Yeah, it's a Hilda ban now too, so I think it's
I
very
think safer if
possible.
they go to Nolan here. So there's a Valentina.
That's a good Valentina slot right there.
It's a new series, so yep, we'll have to talk about this Valentina.
I don't let things go that easy. So that's a good Valentina slot.
It's a good Valentina because again, you got already 2 options. You take the Feather Airstrike. You can even take the Kick if you want to with that Way of the Dragon. We have seen that in the past, where a lot of Valentina players in the past, even the past season, will do that. So these last 2 picks are crucial, and it sounded like, yep, there it is. Hayabusa will come through.
Yeah, he goes for the Hayabusa, and for their EXP lane, they have to be extra careful since Sanford hasn't revealed his pick just yet. And Sanford has been performing really well these past few days, so it's either the CC is still available if ever they want to. Oh, but they go for the glue. Looking great for the team fight so far for Smart Omega. But Team Liquid Philippines, there's a CC, there's a Lucas, there's a yeah.
They need a man fighting hero. Because Omega aren't playing much with like a full frontal,
Yeah.
Let's fight to our heart's content.
There it is.
It's a Lucas. It's man fighting hero.
Beast man fighting.
About as beastly man fighting as it gets. I'd much rather see Lucas in the XP lane than jungle. I don't know.
You and me both.
And maybe a
You're
lot
not
of
letting
people.
it go too. He's not letting go of the Valentina, and you don't want to let go of the Lucas jungle, which appeared the other day.
It was that Friday, I think it was
Yep.
day one.
Oh,
In
yeah.
the hands of King Kong.
Yep.
We don't talk about it.
Hey, shout out to my boy King Kong, but that Lucas Jungle was not working out. So this is what we have for game number one here. It's setting up the pace in this best of three. I'd love to see it, go the distance here with 3 games and maybe get to see Smart Omega actually, come together and show what they have cooking, because this lineup, it does look pretty good. I mean, even when we look at the index here, it's actually going to favor Smart Omega, at least in the lineup rating, a little bit. And their early game, as long as they don't get picked off, I think that's the biggest thing here. As long as they deal with the Jahid Suyo combination, they should be okay.
Yeah, and they should have ways to do this, that. If we are talking
Welcome to
about the
Mobile
presence of
Legends.
Blue in the EXP lane, just being a really great disruptor, and also them just being able to dish out the damage from their mid duos. That's the Farsa and the Cho. And I think we've seen it also earlier this day. It's just a really powerful duo that you wouldn't want to fight up against.
Okay, early action already. A lot of poking on Sanji. He takes a couple shots, not only from Super Yoshi and the concussive blast, but also Akir.
He got frozen on, man.
He did. Oh.
Here we go. JP Garteezy looking to deal extra damage. All right, Sanji's gonna try to salvage the situation with the XP.
He helps him up enough. Looking at the emblems, anything sticking out here, Brig?
That's typical emblem combinations we're seeing so far. Even on the Glue and the Lucas, definitely looking or eager to battle it out when the team fights happen in later on. But at least for the early game, Sanji might just really have to bear with all the aggression that might come out from Smart Omega against the Tro Farsa duo. And if JP and Carteezy really want to make their early game fast rotations work, then they have to play it safe in the mid lane so it doesn't cost them as much when the first objective comes up.
Yeah, we'll see again as they focus down here, waiting for that first objective to come up. Carl Teasy's already level 4, so at this point too, JP could make a play, but he doesn't also just want to burn that flicker too early on. So Sanford not level 4 yet, neither is Lewis. As they go ahead, they take a couple shots though with the Queller, so Super Yoshi wants to make sure he's not too low, because he can rely on flicker if he has to use it defensively. There's JP.
There's the ejector. Super Yoshi not gonna be able to dash through the wall. First blood drawn by the young goat, plus the turtle to boot to go.
That's what we were talking about, the combo.
Yeah, JP was able to position really well, making sure that whenever Super Yoshi decides to enter or even just check the brushes, it would be an immediate kill towards him. That's what the patience was for. They were able to get the best possible pick off and secure the objective as well.
Okay, so now with an objective, with a little bit of this, Oheb also making his way. Super Yoshi.
Whoa, Super Yoshi trying to find ones. Out for strapped in by Oheb. Going home with ultra note though.
Yeah, he's going to go back up. Doesn't want a lot of that extra gold to go over here to Jome. Jome will wait up for him, but also JP's just around the corner. So with some of this information, we go ahead and play around it. And that's the thing. Oheb has been pretty proactive in a lot of the games when you see him taking up what he can. Now, Super Yoshi, formation.
Unstoppable force. Locked in by Daddy JP. Behind enemy territory. Ukir very low. He gets punished. Nothing for Liquid.
That's the only downside of the Jawhead. We've all been there. You press the unstoppable, you're not stopping it.
It's kind of tricky to pull off against this lineup of Smart Omega with both the Tro and the Farsa. The Tro again has the Shunpo. The Farsa on the other hand, not on the Purify, but has the Flicker and the Wings by Wings. So you just one wrong timing could cost you your life.
Lewis here with a split. Not gonna be able to get the grab. He does stay and he does click it. Let's go though.
Okay, Sanji holding on to the Way of Dragon 2. Lewis will be fine, but the rest of the TLPH is actually just rotating now together. Again, waiting for JP. JP is just 10 seconds away on the flicker, and a lot of times once that's available with the Jawhead, they'll usually try to make a play before the objective comes up just to have the numbers advantage. And once again, some of these items already come into place. No first items locked in just yet.
Yeah.
Super Yoshi will be spotted out though.
Yeah. They haven't picked up any items just yet, but it's still looking good, especially for Team Liquid Philippines. But Smart Omega might want to take on this fight.
Sanji has the way of the dragon, so he is just as deadly. Does not have a flicker, though. He has a double dash. Super Yoshi checking into that bush, and it's a rock, paper, scissors game here. JP can force Yoshi to do something, but all the while, Omega's controlling this brush.
Yeah, they're all at this point too, given the vision that they need. Waiting for that turtle. JP will go ahead. There he gets kicked.
Yoshi gets the kick. Followed up with a feathered airstrike. He goes down himself. So remember another kill to Carl Teasy. 1 for 1.
Romer's out of the picture. Both teams can still contest with a turtle though.
Yeah, there's no Zaman Force for Ohev, but Sanji Sanji has his ultimate still.
Grab on a Carl Teasy. Sent them all the way back behind the turret. And there's a fight here. Unleashing the beast is Sanford, the Apex Predator, cornering the Shinobi. Down goes Andoryu. Oheb gets the kill. This might be a sure turtle for the Cavalry. Zaman forced by Oheb. How on half of the baby cakes? Both of them doing work right now. And another turtle goes to Liquid.
That was a beautiful timing from Sanford, just deciding to go all out against Andoryu once he knew that the Oki Shadow kill was already used and there was no way to contest anymore.
Unstoppable force on the Yoshi. He answers with a kick, but Oheb takes him down. A rich play by Oheb.
Very rich. Gets himself some gold, and that turret is just going to go down here too. One more shot from the cannon minion, and Oheb clears out that lane. So Super Yoshi really struggling right now, at least at this point, trying to find up those picks that he can with the Cho, but it just doesn't seem to be working out. Maybe they need a little bit more time to just get online here.
Another one. Sanji finds him. And now Andoryu's backing off. Sanji with a stolen combo. The way of the dragon. Not enough of a follow-up, but still, put the fear of God in Andoryu.
Team Liquid Philippines, a very impressive management of the waves, but hold on.
Carl Teasy guilty of Grand Theft Orange. Lewis gets taken down. Carl Teasy taking everything.
Man, JP just tossed him right outside of the circle, too. That feathered airstrike. Can they go ahead and follow through? Now the focus here in the mid lane. A very comfortable gold lead at almost 5K.
Shadow kill by Andoryu. They're trying to scavenge the situation. Super Yoshi gets taken down. And it's just him who pays the price. I mean, they were just trying to defend.
He's getting blasted.
That was a desperate Oki Shadow kill too, coming from Andoryu, just wanting to clear out the minions that were coming in. And at least for him, it was successful. They weren't able to push the tier 1 mid lane turrets, but that didn't prevent Team Liquid Philippines from still getting the kills. And Super Yoshi's already been taken out 4 times.
That's what we're talking about, the man fighting. Liquid's almost unstoppable from this position. Look at JP just walking through the back. Ukir gets caught, forced to flicker away. The Zaman Force hidden by Oheb. Blasting Lewis, the Kingdom Come. Yoshi trying to fix the situation. Shadow kill. Fails to find Zanford, unless finds that quad shadow in the back. Finally taking down the mid lane genius. 1 for 1.
I just love all this interaction too the whole time. Carl Teasy's like, I got the Lift Wonder, I got the turtle. You guys got the fight, and he gets the third one.
That's discipline coming in from the young goat. But Team Liquid Philippines at this point, they might just not let go of the control all over the map anymore. Smart Omega are yet to take even a single turret away from Team Liquid. And this is becoming very difficult for Andoryu, still level 10 on the Hayabusa.
And this whole while, look at Oheb, he's just pushing.
Oheb's having that experience right now. Conceal's going to be used. This is what Super Yoshi wants, though. I'm not sure how much more of a beating he can take. I mean, it's sad when Sanji...
Flicker! Ejector! Putting away 1, but they do survive. Lewis is okay. JP gets taken down by Andoryu. Traded out for finally Lewis falls. Andoryu gets taken down by Carl.
That's 2 members, including your jungler, who just wanted to probably transition and secure his purple buff without any fight, but Team Liquid Philippines did not allow that to happen. Not even Luis could withstand the damage coming in from Team Liquid Philippines anymore. And a quick check onto the gold differences. There's a significant difference between both the junglers and the gold laners. The jungle gold duos, which we've been constantly highlighting.
Yeah, this is tough. Like I was saying, you know, looking for any type of angle for Smart Omega seems so difficult right now. Just because of, you know, you throw Super Yoshi in there, and oftentimes there's not even an option to do that because it's usually JP just being like, well, I got it, let's go. And he's done that time and time again. So when you have this kind of lead, 7,000 up at the 9-minute mark, you can continue to do this and just punish Smart Omega. It's them just constantly looking for something until that Lord is up. And so they now get down here on the bottom side.
Conceal play starting up. For the left strike, the response by Omega. The Zaman Force, safety ejector, defensively used. TLPH back off. Lewis looking for one. Where's the grab? Force the flicker back. And in comes the barangay. Sanji goes down. Andoryu, the nightmare. Taking down Oheb, the shutdown. Yoshi traded out for another ejector. Andoryu found by Carl Deasy. Currently the trade 2 for 2. Blood and bodies everywhere.
That's a roamer and your jungle in exchange of the gold lane and mid lane of Team Liquid Philippines. But it seems like it was more costly for Smart Omega since there is an objective. There is a lord that they have to secure up top.
Again, it's almost, you're finding Smart Omega kind of taking these risks because they're like, we have to somehow get back into this game, but again, at what cost? Andoryu gets a double, but he's still so far behind Carl Teasy.
Yeah.
Carl Teasy's just been farming up just constantly, and that's what the Suyo does so well. It's like he never stops. And then when they decide to fight, the way that JP just throws someone into the arms of Carl Teasy, they're dead before they can even blink. So now the Lord is up. TLPH will go ahead and get in position. And this is a massive deficit overall in terms of gold and itemization for Smart Omega. So they're going to have to choose the fight very carefully as they approach this. Sanford will go ahead and find Lewis, keep him at bay. Super Yoshi goes with the kick.
Oh, starting up, taking down the Apex Predator. He became prey. Carly secures the Lord, though. As the kick gets on Doryu, Sanji helps one score. And that's a Zaman Force pushing everyone away. Oheb saying this is my domain.
Oh, Lewis is still there.
Lewis! JP, one more pulse. And the conceal the answer. Lewis gets punished hard.
And conceal and the ejector to get additional shields. And just when we thought that Smart Omega could have potentially contested that objective, Andoryu was stopped. That was a precise usage of the copied Way of the Dragon, the IMU from Sanji, just to make sure that he will not be able to press on that retribution.
Yeah, there was no chance really for them, maybe the slightest, but TLPH has been in that position before. And not only do they go get that Lord, they'll get everything else, even putting the pressure on the purple buff now, as that's also stolen. So you got Andoryu with no buff, and they have to rely on the lineup that they brought to go ahead and defend against this. It is only that first Lord push in. You still got a Holy Shield up there on the top to deal with. But it's TLPH. Leave it up to them to go ahead and even force a fight within the base if they want to.
Yeah.
Sanji doesn't have an ultimate just yet, so we'll see what he ends up taking. It's been that way, the Dragon from Super Yoshi, most of the time.
Yeah, Ukir and Jome have a lot of range and ways to actually deal with this, but let's see what Team Liquid Philippines is planning to do.
Oh,
Feather their strike, answering back, popping JP. He still lives, but only for a second longer as Jome takes him down. Unfortunate we have to pause the action, but this is definitely a siege Liquid's ready to take.
Yeah, looks like this is maybe on TLPH's side too. Interesting, timing there, but it did. They at least it seems like they're going to have a successful base defense for the first Lord. So with that, again, Smart Omega. How can they turn this around? You're 12 plus minutes into this game. It's looking pretty dicey, across the rolls here.
Yeah.
How do they crawl back into this game, Rick?
I mean, I think they found a number of openings here and there. When Team Liquid Philippines are the ones a bit more unsuccessful in terms of the fights that they start, they get to just keep on going. They have the mobility, they have the range. Super Yoshi taking command. Also, earlier we've seen an instance wherein he just decided to commit, and it was somewhat a successful engage for them, taking out Oheb. It kind of reflects in the way Oheb isn't necessarily topping the damage leaderboards as of this moment. He's kind of in the middle, about to climb it though, since he has the 9-minute Holy Crystal already in his hands, but it still somehow minimizes the threat, the damage that Smart Omega could potentially take. But if Oheb were to become free enough to find a perfect spot to land that Zaman Force and just dance around the members of Smart Omega, then that would spell disaster for the barangay.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the placements or positioning for Smart Omega just seems a little bit off right now. Part of it too is just actually being able to go and fight around those objectives, and maybe in a little bit of more time, they're actually going to be in a position to go ahead and go toe-to-toe with TLPH.
Yeah.
But so far, it's really just been the team fighting potential that TLPH has, and the way that they're positioning themselves, which is making it so hard for Smart Omega.
Yeah, even for Andoryu though, I'd like to note that he hasn't had the best time so far. It's been so hard for him to find the right targets. I think there's only been one team fight wherein he was able to pinpoint Oheb. It was when he was able to take him down during that one trade which
Near
they
the orange
had
buff.
near the
Yeah.
orange buff. But other than that, it's so hard for him to find the openings by himself. It has to be set up by Super Yoshi. But when Super Yoshi himself finds it so hard to maneuver around the Team Liquid Philippines, it's like a domino effect for them altogether.
We're going back in. So, okay, they did defend all base turrets, it looks like, as we catch back up here. Still a pretty big lead for TLPH, 8,000 ahead at the 12.5-minute mark. They're still a minute and so away from the next Lord. So right now for Smart Omega, they have a little bit of time. Get what they can, farm up what they can, get some of the items caught up here, but still have a lot of work to cover. Again, it comes down to just positioning when it comes to the objective. They're actually quite confident just kind of forcing themselves towards this side of the map, at least in the mid lane.
Super Yoshi finds one, plays with the range and gets a kick. Sanford slain. Super Yoshi don't trade it out for Oheb with a vengeance. And Sanji with a kick of his own, serving up a kill to the Filipino sniper. 2 for 1. They're not done, JP. Feinting onto them, forcing a shadow kill. Andoryu will get the assassination.
Oh, the blade surge.
Whoa.
The connected timeline.
Oheb with a Hamehameha to the face. Wrong anime, but he does find the right guy. Ukir falls.
You know, he's got the aura around him that kind of looks like it. Now they're going to work on the mid turret of the base. We'll see if Joman and Andoryu is going to be able to keep it together.
I think they call it Nen. Oh, Joman and Andoryu very low. Another Zaman force. Yoshi with the immortality pop. And Oheb finds both. Serving up a kill to Carl Teasy. Lewis falls as well. That's just 2 left to defend. The cores of Omega.
It's the baby cakes. They're doing it.
Yeah, now they have the opportunity to set up for the Lord. Andoryu though still has his retribution intact as well as his Ogi shadow kill, but he's being blocked off.
Yeah, you don't take that. Even though with Hayabusa, you try to pull a miracle off, it's better to go ahead and just regroup with the team. You might still live to fight another fight in this game, even though this is now another Lord pushing in favor of TLPH. Taking a glimpse at the items, how's it looking, Brig?
Yeah, Sanford really opted to go for additional sustain and defense since Smart Omega might be looking at taking him out consistently. That's a pattern we've been seeing 2 times in a row already prior to them starting the team fights. But what doesn't make it really work for them is the fact that Team Liquid Philippines is just able to respond so fast. They are immediately able to take the trades, and they win the trades at that. So now they also have the Lord alongside them marching in the middle lane. This will be a very difficult defense for the Barangay.
Charged up in here, both lanes all pushing in alongside with the Lord in the mid lane. The conceal's going to be used. Sanji moves forward.
Coming through, stealing a Destinata. The answer by Ukir trying to clear these waves. Top inhibitor falls. Andoryu still holding on to a shadow kill down to half health. And now it's just the bare base left for the Barangay.
Well, Sanford jumps in. It's going to go for Lewis.
Lewis going for the split. JP with the flicker in. The answer,
Oh.
the kick from Yoshi. Taking down Daddy JP. Salmon Force coming in from Oheb. Baby Cake's doing work. The shadow kill
Oheb,
from Andoryu, putting Oheb down. Popping his immortality. Joman's down. Carl DZ, the young goat doing work. The base is exposed. Oh no, but there's not enough from Liquid.
They're still pushing in with the minions, though. Oheb and Sanji are together.
And Carl DZ falls. Omega holding on. Oheb is coming in. His coach is watching. His mom is watching. Social media's gonna talk about it. Game 1, Liquid.
All eyes on Oheb. And TLPH will take game number 1 in the series.
Team Liquid took advantage of that one missed attempt from JP to cast the ejector accurately. Who would have thought that could already give way for them to put an end to that game?
You know what?
Who was watching?
A wise man, his mom, his coach.
I thought you said his goat.
Oh no, his coach. His coach. A wise man said, "Don't believe what you hear on social media."
Yeah.
And sometimes don't believe what your eyes show you, because if you watch that closely, you could have sworn Orb was dead.
You could have sworn.
And what was that? Did he juggle the crown?
He got the immortality.
And he
He
suddenly
came back, and then he had like a massive shield because he had Zaman Force.
That's why.
I'm not sure if he picked up the crown too. I have to go back because I was also watching Carl Teasy.
Yes.
Because Carl Teasy was focusing on a different side, and then he tried to go in, catch the Farsa, and then he couldn't.
I could have sworn Omega was going to defend.
Yeah, because down bottom it was the JP Sanford duo making things happen, and then on the other side there were the damage dealers desperately trying to end the game, and Sanji didn't even get like a Way of the Dragon or any other ultimate. He got the Death Sonata.
He got the Death Sonata, and I don't know if that was planned or he just grabbed what he could. But then even later on, he had the Way of the Dragon. Here, the stacks.
Got money.
He's got money this time. MVP. Game number 1 on the Harith once again. Oheb here, 9-1-9 on this Harith. And really, I mean, he had a phenomenal game throughout, but it really, if you guys just go back, break down that last sequence in the base, it really shows just how good Oheb is, especially with positioning and his game sense and dealing with a lot of those pressure team fights. Because that was pretty chaotic when you think about that push to that win.
It was. And the 919 KDA, the Holy Crystal at the 9-minute mark, everything just worked so well for Oheb during that entire game. And even though we felt like he wasn't able to make the most out of the Zaman forces in the first few minutes of the game, it was the perfect usage of the Zaman force when it mattered the most, when they were already knocking at the base. And it was made possible by the, again, constant aggression shown to us by both the JP and Carl TZ. We've seen the Baby Cakes duo make things happen in their own little ways. And as much as I was hopeful for what Smart Omega could potentially bring to this game, we've seen Super Yoshi actually multiple times really attempt to do something and initiate something for Team Liquid Philippines, but it was always the 5-man response coming in from the cavalry which got the better of the barangay.
You know what? Credit to the barangay's new roamer. I'd say 9 out of 10 of his kicks or setups did lead to something.
Yeah.
If it was a good thing or a thing that the rest of the barangay was ready for is another entirely different issue, but yeah, he was trying.
Yeah. He actually got to slowly get a grasp or understand what needed to be done as the game developed. He was transitioning from targets to whoever was most available. Even the kicks onto Sanford, it did result into a pick-off. But again, Team Liquid Philippines, even despite losing Sanford, still had their damage dealers alongside them. Still had other modes or means to set up. They have Sanji, who either picked up the Way of the Dragon, or they had JP on the Jawhead, who also has the Ejector or the Unstoppable Force, and this was the sequence, the final sequence, which surprised us with the massive amount of shields Oheb still got after popping his immortality.
Yeah, he had that mortality, and this is where you go push it in again. Zaman Force dropped down, gets Endoru, and then works on that base. So just a great try, and I do have to agree with you, Brigida. You know, Super Yoshi, he had a hell of a time here on the show, I feel like, just overall, but he was trying to get those setups. It was more so the fact that Smart Omega was pretty much down by thousands of gold throughout the entirety of the game for the most part, right? And like, even if you get those pickoffs, those setups, yes, they're going to work, or maybe you get one kill here or there, but there was still some fighting potential for Smart Omega. It's just, when you're down that much, it's pretty difficult to overall win a team fight, and maybe that's something that they can adjust from going into the next game, because TLPH is that team that plays these fights really cleanly, and that's exactly what they showcased here in this one.
Yep. It's I think the draft wasn't that bad. It was it was a great exchange. Even the glue, just unfortunately, whenever he tried to go in, he just gets immediately punished. And
Omega had the right pieces. They just weren't in the right places at the right times. Lewis was right in the right dude for the most part. It's just they couldn't capitalize.
Yeah.
What was that? 2 or 3 times in major team fights, he found Carl Deasy.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's a good job. It's just, where's the artillery from that? Big J, he was playing, but he
Yeah.
wasn't playing in the right places.
You just didn't feel the impact of the gold lane, and that's I don't want to completely say that's Jones' fault here. It's
Entirely?
really yeah,
Not-
entirely.
not
It's
his
not
fault
entirely his
entirely,
fault
yeah.
at all. But really, when you look at the games, like you just don't feel that impact yet from that gold lane in comparison to for TLPH here for OHEB, for example. So. You've got the rich guy here. It's actually Carl Teasy because he was farming out of his mind.
He was going to be my silent MVP,
Silent
if not
MVP?
the real MVP. Because he had a wild game on the Suyo.
Yeah, so that's the Baby Cakes duo getting both actual MVPs.
Still wondering who is the baby and who is the cakes,
I don't think it's.
or are they not?
it's
Are they
one
not
or the
separate?
other. It's like.
They're just baby cakes.
Correct.
But they assigned the baby and the cakes yesterday.
they?
They did.
I think it was Sanji who assigned it because he was the one who gave the name Baby Cakes. So it's all started because of Sanji. And,
It's his fault.
I don't know if OHEB and Carl are happy with that.
We
He
gotta
should open his
ask him.
eyes.
We gotta ask him.
Sanchez opened his eyes. No, Jim.
We didn't even get to mention it, but his eyes were closed.
Hey, that can work. If you want to close your eyes and throw things out like that, that works. But also, I think in just a second, we have a packed arena in here, by the way, yesterday and today. So we're looking for the Smart Power Pose. All you guys have to do is put your game face on and make your Smart Power Pose. We'll see which one of you guys are going to be winning some in-game codes. No, we don't want to see your phones. We want to see your poses, guys.
They're showing it alongside their poses.
No smiling.
No smiling.
Look at Carl's face.
Carl's not
No
smiling.
smiling.
Oh, I think that's
No smiles.
That's
Oh.
almost
Oh,
99%
there's no movements either.
No movement. Look at the angle on the elbow.
Okay.
These folks are doing it right on.
These folks are doing it
I
right.
can't decide between these two.
Stable
I
line.
think this guy gets a buff because he's wearing OG Echo merch.
That's true. That is OG Echo merch.
Who's the guy on the phone?
I think that was a chocolate.
Shaq knew. That's pretty good.
He has the idea. It's just not well executed.
Is it?
Are they going to pick him or? Okay, he did. He
Okay.
Congratulations, sir.
Fortunately, it's not up to us.
It was a. Carl isn't slouching though.
Fortunately,
gotta-
it's not up to us.
But now, oh man, now he gets the movements again.
Because it's done.
It's done. By the way, what? That's a box they hand them, right?
It's an envelope
Oh, that's an actual
that
envelope.
immediately contains their prize.
The codes.
Ooh. I really wish I had diamonds.
I really wish I didn't spend all my diamonds earlier.
He spent a whopping 53,000
Why
diamonds.
does it?
today.
Why does it keep increasing?
What do you mean?
We went from 45,000 to now 53,000.
No, I just said 73.
Dude, Leo,
I feel so bad.
we're gonna
for you,
dishearten the people that want to go and play the KOF. Bingo.
I mean, you get free tickets by playing, right? Like, you just follow the thing. There's an event
Yes,
where you can
you
pull.
can get free tickets.
And not spend 153 diamonds like Joseph has.
But if I would,
1,000 diamonds.
that's a whole lot. If I would suggest you guys out there, maybe wait, because there's a lot of great things coming out for MLBB skins.
Like
and
what?
I don't know. We've been throwing out hints all around
Yeah.
since week 1, man.
And if you've been watching earlier, we
You
had
know.
a special guest who was wearing
His name was Exort.
An old RSG tribute skin line?
Yeah,
But they had another guest.
could you imagine? No, we don't want to give things away, Brita.
Who's our other guest today?
I just remember someone with white hair.
And sandals.
Right. Sandals here?
Yeah. Alan Tanon is also wearing sandals, probably. Prime OHEB is back. What do you think about this? Do you agree?
I'm afraid that whatever's happening here and come playoffs, whatever we see there is more powerful than Prime OHEB.
Whatever we see in playoffs,
Yep.
what is more powerful than Prime? Like, if you
Because
say
look-
I'm in my prime,
Here's the thing.
what is higher than Prime?
Here's the thing. Is Prime OHEB Filipino Sniper M3 OHEB?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
He was playing with a team. He was playing for a team.
Yeah.
Here he's literally just baby cakes mode. He is MVPing back to back to back.
That's true.
So I dare say this is a stronger form of OHEB. I mean, we've yet to see it get real results consistently, but
I'm really wondering now what the criteria is to be a baby cake.
I think there's just like room for two. Why? Why does it even matter? Why do you want to try to?
No, I'm not saying
You
I don't want to be a baby cake.
You're saying it, but that's not.
I'm just curious. No, it's based off curiosity.
Oh, you just want to know.
I just want to know.
so I don't know.
Bring it out. I thought you were gonna answer that.
No, I also don't know or can't imagine how it feels like to be a baby cake.
Maybe
No, you don't have to know what it feels like. You just have to know what
the
it
criteria is.
What it takes to be a baby
Yes.
cake.
I don't know.
You know how like sometimes you have to do like what is it, 1,000 push-ups, 1,000 sit-ups.
I can't do that.
I don't think being a baby cake is a physical state.
Okay, it's just a look.
It is a connection.
Ah, you can be a baby cake.
Who?
You three. The wee bear
Well,
bro.
I was gonna say, there's not a third person here except you.
Oh yeah. Are we baby
Are we?
cakes?
You know. By the way, the baby cakes right now is the golden month for MLBV. I'm not sure if that's connected or not, but hey, that's that's definitely on the criteria. Big shout outs to Flap. But yeah, get a chance also, guys, to just join and also get on a video call with your MPL idols when going to our barangay communities out there. There's a whole lot of them actually.
So they went to a couple of barangays, even out of Metro Manila in Dau, Mabalacat.
Aren't some of our friends out here right now
Pampanga.
also?
Yeah, Rockhart drove out.
He flew out.
Macabebe, Pampanga too. So we're going to the vicinity of the north here.
Yeah. Imagine wanting to video call your idol so bad. And
Who would you video call, Brick?
Like
Quick.
as the players?
Yeah.
Yes,
your
of
idol.
course,
Who
your
would be
MPL
your
idol.
Who should I video call?
You want to video call? What is that? 7 times 8.
I should pick a coach.
56
56.
players equally.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe that's the.
All of them equally.
Yes, that's the perfect answer for me. Thank you for putting it into words.
You're welcome. Also, shout out to the live streaming players out there, all streaming. Well, there's so many actually amazing streams and restreams going on. Catch them out, and you can also watch their streams for a chance to win and get codes and the opportunity. I think more people would actually be interested in this.
Yeah.
Get the opportunity to play with some of their favorite players out there.
Yep, so every Monday following, you get to play with the likes of Kirk, Renegade, and
I think that was Sanford, yeah.
Sanford.
play with 40.
You get to have a follow back and play with them.
Hopefully, they follow you back and maybe they gift you a skin. I don't know. I think they can do that too. Also, that's blue side pick now for the 100%ers, TLPH. We jump into the draft here. Game 2. I'm just wondering, man, if we're actually going to see the potential for this Game 3. Through this draft, we've already got the bands coming through. TLPH will take out the Phovius, the Moskov, and the Bedang. These are kind of a little bit different bands.
Whoa. I'm sensing
What are we sensing?
Liquid wants to go back to the situation they were in Game 1.
What?
Where all holds, no holds barred.
No, I was
Yeah.
going to all holds bar or no holds bar?
That's
Yeah.
not a fight at
No
all.
bars holding.
Yeah, it's literally anything goes because that's what's gonna happen here.
Oh, but they took out the
They
Harris.
go Grenier.
Grenier. This is a Grenier.
There's a Suyo Joy.
There's
Grande.
Suyo Joy.
How could we forget?
This is surprising because
Whoa.
There's a fan. Nay.
Carl Teasy is known to have a love-hate relationship with Fanny.
yes, that's exactly why this is a surprise for a lot of us. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Year in, year out, Carl Teasy has to prove he deserves to play Fanny.
I feel like when I've seen him playing it on stream, like he's usually either really happy or really frustrated.
It's the same situation in high-profile tournaments, man. He's done it internationally. He's done it in league.
Yeah.
And it's never 100% sure what the young goat does with this Fanny.
It's been a very bold move for Team Liquid Philippines to go with this, but at least for the rest of their members, I feel like they're getting their comfort picks so far. The Tro can be potentially flexed still. Also somewhat of a deny against Smart Omega, but we might be likely seeing this in the hands of JP. Instead of Sanford, since there are a lot of XP late matchups that are still available, and XP late heroes too for both of these teams later on. So,
Smart Omega looking to ban out mid laners, I'd assume.
Yeah. I want to get rid of that
And then
far Marcel Valentina, maybe?
Liquid wants the... How does Liquid play this?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go, see? Omega wants to get as... Oh, yeah. Liquid's going to take out possible counters to the Fanny. There's still no roamer.
Like, what would that be?
There's a Tig.
Would we even see, like, a
Tig.
Kufra in the hands of Smart Omega for Super Yoshi?
Well, I do feel like he plays a very similar hero pool to what we know of.
Hilda Bad.
Learn from the Mamba.
Yeah, but
Maybe ban Hilda here.
yeah, it's either the Hilda or the Tig if they really want to deny that
Yeah, they're
crowd
just-
control. Oh,
Wow.
they take out the Kufra instead. So the Hilda and the Tig are available for
Oh, yeah.
Smart Omega.
They'd rather the Cooper because the Hilda does nothing against the...
Yeah.
Yes.
And they took, and I mean, they also took the Cho, right? So, what's left to actually go ahead and pick up in the Rome here?
So there's a
There's a debut. That's a Super Yoshi special.
this brings you back to Escalera days, where they keep picking up the Ruby. I think that was against the
Ruby.
Joy, but now it's against the Fanny. Pretty similar in concept, but okay. Team Liquid Philippines, what do they decide to pick up against this? There's no Badam. There's a Fulvio. Oh, there's no Fulvios.
OVI got banned.
So they might want to go for the Hilda won't have an easy time too since there's a Ruby. But it's been working pretty well with Sanford yesterday, and they might want that additional information too. Not unless they still want to keep going for the fights.
Yeah.
There's a Lucas too.
They don't go for a Valentina here, do they? I mean, they could take a Louis Yi or the I'm Offended. Oh, it's a Veil.
Oh,
Veil got a Concho. Okay.
Whoa, wait. Is it a side lane Cho then?
Yeah. No, maybe. Maybe it's gonna be.
I think it is.
oh, okay.
We don't see
Then a
Gatot
Hilda.
XP very often.
Yeah, we don't anymore. So they do go for XP Cho. It's a Cho Hilda matchup in the XP lane. It's just purely rotation
Yep.
and clearing.
They just both want to get out of there.
Okay, so assuming that there wasn't any swaps there at the end, we'll get a look here in just a second once this is loaded up. But yeah, interestingly enough, even so though, like the Cho is still going to be serving the purpose. Like Sanford's just going to be using that kick to lock someone down or maybe even peel. Carl Tizzi will be looking for the momentum setup with this Fanny pick, and I'm sure a lot of people are interested to see how Carl Tizzi will play the Fanny here.
Yeah.
Looking at the lineup rating, it's heavily favored, at least rating-wise, for Smart Omega.
Yep. It does feel like to some extent there are a bit more risks involved in terms of how Team Liquid Philippines will have to execute their lineup. Ultimate dependent, mid laner, at least for the damage, but they can tend to interrupt every now and then too with the Veil and the Cho in their hands. But the Fanny might just really be the X factor here. We'll have to see whether or not it will be denied by Smart Omega, or will it be able to play out of his mind and just get the constant pickoffs or pressure on the map.
And it's always a showcase when you get your chance to go ahead and watch one of the professional players play the Fanny. But I think that's the thing too, is especially seeing what Carl Tizzi did with the Suyo in the previous game. And Doryu can actually do the same thing here. He can just go ahead and farm out of his mind, get that pace and momentum in his favor, and hopefully that can translate to a lot better of an early game and even the mid game for Smart Omega. They don't want to fall behind this lineup, because if you fall behind, then it's going to scale heavily in favor of TLPH and probably be one of the quicker games so far that they've played here. So again, I feel like Smart Omega should be able to match this out, but we'll see how it all plays out in this best of three. Right now, TLPH up 1 in the series. Can it be evened out and played through here from Smart Omega?
Yep. So far, we'll be expecting again, just for the explainers, to keep doing their best to rotate faster out of their lanes. But for this Ruby Louis combination, it might be a bit tricky to find yourself right in front of them.
Yeah.
It'll be hard to disengage once they catch you on.
We'll see how they play out this Lith Wanderer here already.
Carl Tizzi coming in with much gusto.
He didn't get it.
Rarely do we see a Fanny run into 3 this early on, especially with a lineup with that much CC. Again, you land in front of Suyo the wrong way, you get stunned, son.
Yep, and that Suyo was the one who actually got the Little Wanderer early on. So looking at the emblems, nothing too different as well. Really mostly relying on damage as well for Carl TZ, making sure that he gets in the right amount of damage, and pretty typical item pathing for the first few minutes of the game. So we'll just see if this will be indeed a better rotation for Smart Omega, since by the looks of it, they're somehow able to move out more often.
Whoa, young go, take it easy. Big J's trying to farm here.
He's just doing a check here for now. So again, waiting for that. Oheb will actually go fight with him.
He's freezing him, you see that?
Yeah, and he's avoiding the bullets really well too. So now there's a turtle up top. Luis is already level 4.
This should be Omegas, right, JP?
Huh?
Whoa,
JP goes down and Dory slays him. And this is all but sure as the barangay scores a turtle.
I'm not sure what happened there. I mean, JP even popped the revitalize. There's diversion.
Oh, they're coming in through the purple buff and the ult coming through the wind blast by Sanji. Called easy, clean house.
Man.
And falls, double kill. Ukir falls too. The purples are standing retribution. Carl gets slain by Lewis.
He wasn't able to survive it, but he got 2 kills there.
Yeah, them not taking the purple buff just yet worked so well. The wall was still there, and so Carl TZ was just able to spam his cables and take out 2 members of Smart Omega, although there was an immediate trade from their side, and that still isn't the best possible trade for Team Liquid Philippines, since it's still Carl TZ and they weren't able to take the turtle. So Smart Omega are somewhat in the lead, but now we see the threat of a veil whenever they sense and have an idea of the diversion.
Dear God, Ukir down to 1/10 of his health. I was about to say, I think if that happens again, or the second turtle goes over to Omega, it's going to be on Sanji to help Oheb get the farm.
Yeah.
MPL PH all-time hero stats. Only 7 games in the MPL Philippines. He's got a KDA 2.19, a 57% win rate, and went 4-3. So we'll see if he adds one to the list here for Carl TZ.
See? Told you, close to 50-50. Love and hate, man.
Love and hate, and that's usually the case because it's just banned out all the time, right? Like, Fanny is typically, from season to season, banned out. Now it looks like they want to put the pressure here on the bottom side. Oheb's going to get a little extra gold. Meanwhile, up top, some mirroring happening here, but I don't think they catch Sanford.
Yep. Both teams are able to just really defend and prolong the early game really well. But the invades just keep coming. They won't let Carl TZ easily get his purple buff.
Made it here, applying a pressure pain point onto this purple buff. Lewis very low. The pride of Cebu gets kicked up into the air. Oh, answering to Carl TZ. He goes down the diversion. Coming through, dealing a lot of damage at the yin-yang. JP falls. And Carl TZ loses his purple here.
Loses his purple. They just don't have enough damage yet. Even with this Veil combination here, they'll take the diversion.
Oh.
Good thing Oheb went back, but that is going to be now another objective, a turtle secured for Smart Omega. So they are doing everything correctly right now, at least for this portion of the game. They're shutting down Carl TZ every single time that purple buff does come up. They're there on cue.
Yep.
And so far, there hasn't been an answer for TLPH to deal with that pressure.
All attention towards Carl TZ this time. All eyes are on Carl TZ this time, the other half of the baby cakes. And Luis has been performing really well, 3-0-1 on this Hilda, which pretty much sums up why you really would not want to have a Hilda in the enemy lineup.
Oh.
But they catador you!
40 gets the kick, serving up a kill to Carl TZ. Finally finding sweet revenge. I don't think Andori was ready for that.
Yeah, I don't think he was at all, but again, how do they shift forward from here? TLPH looking to go ahead and close that little gap that is building, but look at the focus here on the bottom.
He's cutting that wave, trying to make up for lost time. All this while, Daddy JP protecting Oheb.
Yeah. Another thing is Super Yoshi, when he finds the right openings, there are some really reliable flicker combos. Oh, another I'm offended.
Pops revitalized, ready for war. Sanford knocking upon another kick. The AOG, the answer back, the wind blast. Ukir falls. Sanford traded out for, though, as Super Yoshi walks away. 1-for-1 the trade.
Wow, this, you got to give it up to Lewis, man. Lewis is on point right now. He's 4-0-1 on this Hilda.
Yeah, he's been stopping every single person, and look at that, even JP, he's not letting his eyes off that member.
Oh, teasy underneath tier 1 once more down bottom. He was happy Lewis wasn't there, so he was going to take every single chance he could with Big J.
Gosh, what does Lewis even have right now? We got to get a little item check here in just a second
He got
because
courage.
he's got more than courage.
I think it's just the dreadnought armor.
Oh, kick.
Oh, finding the knock-up and the wind blast. Not enough of a hit to finish the job. Ukir walks away.
Not even that San engage had enough damage. They won't be getting another turtle.
Oh, 40 with a knock-up. Can they finish the job here? Super Yoshi gets knocked out.
It's knocked out. Lewis is going to be focused by 4.
All right. Can they finally end the Cebuano Prodigy's onslaught? No. Lewis is getting him going.
Gets a sprint out. That's about it. There's just not enough damage yet. You know, coming out from TLPH's lineup, and Sanji needs a little bit more time to get the items on this Veil to really come online. He's been hitting the combinations and really even utilizing it with JP when he jumps in with the Avatar of the Guardian.
Yeah.
But they're just not converting it. Here's
Oh,
the item.
oh, Big J! What? We only saw the tail end of the sequence.
I was just supposed to say that at least for Team Liquid Philippines, they have Carl Tizzy. They have the Fatty to at least manage the waves, manage the map, up until the point where they feel like they're confident enough to fight. But that was just so perfect for them to find an important kill towards the top. I feel like Joe just wanted to defend that lane, but he had no idea that Sanford was probably there too.
Oh, Carl Tizzy, it's as if the first 5 minutes of the game didn't happen. Sitting at 5-2-0, pulling 187s across the map.
He's just doing work on this, especially the side lanes. Lewis will go up, and yeah, we did Google him. He had the anti-caress. He was working on his next item, but man, Jome. Oh, hold on, Carl.
Oh, he can't go one-on-one against Lewis, man.
Yeah, you can't go there.
So once
against
Lewis
him.
is there, he can't.
Lewis is like the biggest problem right now, and especially when that sprints up, you know, you're not going to be able to really catch him. So it's just buying time.
He fears no man.
Yeah.
Except the Cebuano Prodigy.
Oh,
I'm offended by Super Yoshi. Sanford down to a third of his health. The answer, the wind blow. JP
Ooh.
charging up, throwing a little bit more damage. No caution to the wind. That is a Queller canceled. JP fighting with 3 here.
JP just staying on that course now in the mid lane. This is a lord up now, and I have to say, Smart Omega controlling all turtles. We'll see if TLPH actually wants to go ahead and contest this one now.
Sneaky chubby wave down bottom pushes 1.
What JP's trying to do might just work for Team Liquid Philippines if they're able to block off Lewis and allow Carl Tizzy to just get to his targets. Because if again Lewis is present in the team fight, I don't think it'll be.
They're gonna go for purple again.
Yeah, I don't think Carl Tizzy will be just pursuing it. But
Ooh.
hold on.
4 members of the barangay, ill intentions. Carl Tizzy gonna get to secure.
Okay, secures this buff at least. Lord still untouched for now. Managing those waves. Pressure in the mid.
Sanford knocks up 2, gets the kick of Dondori, the AOG, no one home. 40 down, gets a kill for Big J. And that's going to be Oheb taken down by Joe as well. Liquid get is Super Yoshi. All for 3, even JP falls.
So Sanji trying to run for his life. He does pop the flicker. Jome with a triple, though. That's what he needed to come online. Are they actually going to go for this and take the risk to try to steal the Lord away?
3K for Big J, enough to force Carl Tizzy to respond. He gets out of dodge, but will not be able to steal. Omega gets a big one.
And you would have sworn that it could have been a really good start for Team Liquid Philippines. It was a perfectly targeted way of the dragon from Sanford onto Andoryu right before the objective. But aside the fact that they weren't just able to burst him down immediately, all other members of Smart Omega were just within the area too. They were immediately able to respond, and that didn't work for Team Liquid Philippines. Now they're on the defense.
They're on the defense now. Position that they have been in the past. Diversion's going to be used, though. Placing the team here. Conceal used.
Super Yoshi looking for a hook here. This Lord gonna continue. Finds Sanford. Gets popped by Joe. Point blank pistol blast to the face. And they'll take down this Holy Shield down bottom. And might even get the inhibitor as well.
Lord's going to go down here. So they hold on. Carl Tizzy won't get his purple buff again. So it's Smart Omega not letting up.
They're starving the goat, man.
Yeah, this is not looking too good. Sanford doesn't have any magic defense just yet, so he
quiet.
releases the damage.
Sanji goes into the back line, shutting down Big K. Ukir falls as well, and Dorian takes down Sanji, and Yoshi falls. 1 for 3, real quick for Liquid.
Man, what a placement and utilization of everything they have, all the tools there.
Sanji on that position just made so many possibilities for Team Liquid.
Sanford with a flicker set up. Fails to find a kill. All just to zone out Omega as they take that tier 1 in mid. JP coming through. Pops to revitalize. It's a lot of damage. And Doryu barely alive. Charging away. Trying to survive. Running away. Lewis survived with just 2 more basic attacks in the tank.
And it looks like JP got the purple that they stole there. A diversion to cut them off. Going to be a little bit too late, though. Not the right placement. So Smart Omega still holds on, but we got to look at the replay here. Because look at this. The setup from Sanji after the Guardian. Carl Teasy comes in, cleans up, and Oheb just runs on to the side to help finish off of that fight. Again, that is something that Smart Omega has to watch out for, but they do hold control of this game by a little bit.
Technically speaking, to explain what Sanji did is, he blowed him up.
He blowed him up.
That was such a surprise attack coming in from Team Liquid Philippines. And again, if Team Liquid were able to actually get the kill onto Luis too and Adoryu, that's a lot of bounty.
Conceal, but I'm offended. Displacing Daddy JP survives. The clapback from TLPH incoming. Loaded it. Taking down Lewis. The shutdown by the Filipino sniper.
Got him.
We just mentioned it. They weren't able to get the bounty earlier, but now they did. And guess who the gold went to? It went to Oheb. Oheb got the kill. And now, if we were to take a look, he's just leading up. He's now crawling the leaderboards in terms of overall gold.
We ain't in Cebu no more, son. This is the big leagues. Lord started up. JP holding the pixel brush.
They're holding the old JP.
I'm offended coming through. Popping Daddy JP just as quickly. Come easy on Jome. Wind of Nature. Lord still standing. Down to a third of his health.
Wind of Nature out. Super Yoshi trying to get a position. Are they going to be able to contest this one?
Big Lord knockoff will not harm Carl Easy. Yoshi, as he walks away, gets taken down by Oheb.
Fade away. Sanford on the hunt, though.
The kick finds Ukir. Not enough of a follow through. The wind blast. 40 taken down by Jome. Sniping him. Carl Easy looking to finish the job. Finds Lewis. Serves another one up. Baby Cake's online.
Oh, man. Carl Teasy, how's he doing this? As much of a pressure was on him in the early game. Look at where he's standing. 7-2 and 3, and he's actually ahead of Andoryu right now.
And you'd think they just want to reset after getting the objective, but no. Sanford still called for an engage, and Sanji was there to provide the damage, forcing out the flicker from Ukir, and that'll mean a lot for Team Liquid Philippines now that they are about to engage.
AOG, preemptive use of the ult, does gonna lose himself as JP falls.
That seemed a little off, a little early on the Avatar of the Guardian. There's diversion, though, right to the mid. Whoa!
Does find Sanford and forces Sanji away, and the shutdown onto him.
Carl
Easy looking to get the revenge kill. Jumps onto the little wanderer, and Doryu trying to back off. Sanford looking for it, the retribution, the kick. Carl Easy looking for the damage. And Doryu's so chunky, and Sanford's gonna finish the job here. Serve up the kill, the shutdown.
Oh, and the flex mode at the end, they made a play. But it was a good attempt from Smart Omega. It was the right idea, send the diversion. But they just couldn't catch everybody.
Yeah, and they didn't want to risk it anymore, so when they knew that Team Liquid Philippines were already chasing after Andoryu, they just decided to head back, retreat to their base, because they couldn't afford Team Liquid Philippines to just keep going at their base after, since it's already exposed. They already took down one inhibitor turret in the middle lane. But so far, Smart Omega, it seems like Team Liquid Philippines, Carl TC specifically, is always able to find the openings to avoid these possible interruptions from either Super Yoshi, from either Luis. He doesn't feel afraid anymore of the Cebuano, and we have to check that instant replay to see how things turned out after that diversion, which Team Liquid Philippines were clearly aware of, but Smart Omega just had their eyes set on Sanji. Sanji is becoming such a huge problem for them now, and not to mention that missed cutthroat, but still they were able to make Andoryu go down, still making it in time though for this next objective.
I think Andoryu exited that situation the wrong direction.
Should have gone the other way.
Yeah, if he did, then he would have survived. But you know, regardless, to take down Sanji,
Yeah, I mean, even with that happening here, Carl Teasy will go ahead and get his purple buff. Same on the other side, they're still working for it. Lord is up in 10. So item-wise too, I mean, even Oheb really has just been having kind of free reign when he pops the heavy crossbow, and then he's kind of just following up on a lot of this. So the Smart Omega, as they approach this next objective fight, they should get a little creative here, having that diversion. Maybe they use that to go ahead and find a better positioning. You're still going to have some pressure, though, at least on this side lane. You're seeing it here. There's also a glimpse at the stacks right now for Jome. 630, and then he's got 48. He's got the 48 at least on the Sky Piercer.
Yeah. Smart Omega just have to be extra careful of wherever they are planning to use the diversion, because once Sanji gets to sense wherever they're about to come up, then they will have to face the Wrath of the Windstorm. They will have to face the Sansan duo, either running towards them or the AOG denying them of whatever they want to start and try to do prior to the objective. So now it does feel like they will be planning to go for the diversion, but let's see how they're planning to time this. Luis can provide the information anyway, and Adoryu is just nearby if ever he does need to use and contest with the retribution.
Okay, so it is going to go for a reset. You got Carl Teasy. You might actually go ahead and put some of that pressure. Does want to get his orange and possibly his purple before the fight breaks out. And Doryu knows his timing is actually going to go ahead and start this. I'm not sure if they fully commit to it, though, as purple's already being worked on by Carl Teasy. So it's at half health. It looks like they might actually want to go and just try to blitz this, but the information is already there from JP. Corner the health.
Coming in, the knock-up and the response. AOG coming through, and Doryu still secures. Carl Teasy jumping through too. Looking for that pocket finish. Super Yoshi down. Oheb gets the kill. So far, a Lord for a body.
That's actually okay.
Yeah.
It's a good deal for Omega.
Team Liquid Philippines, they were just focused on the heroes. Smart Omega, on the other hand, with the sacrifice that Super Yoshi did, were able to secure this Lord and, again, minimize whatever Team Liquid Philippines could have potentially done if it did go into their hands. But I'm pretty sure Team Liquid Philippines will just decide to take down this Lord right here. But they have to be aware.
He's going for
Carl Teasy finding Big J. I think Big J popped the win of nature there.
Yeah, he did. He already popped the win in nature. He does have an immortality, but that's what Carl wanted. He just wanted to get that out of the way. He knew the rest of the team could go ahead and work on that Lord as they did. Now they just need to clear up the lanes.
Masterful by the young goat, isolating the main damage dealer from Smart Omega, making that Lord pretty useless.
Yeah, currently leading in terms of damage leaderboard too. Carl Teasy is just really making it happen with this Fanny. He seems to want to put an end to the love-hate relationship allegations that people have in terms of his Fanny, but it doesn't feel like they have this in the bag just yet. Smart Omega are really starting to fight back, and they're slowly getting a hang of what they need to do in order to prevent Team Liquid Philippines from getting the successful fights once again. If there is another unsuccessful attempt from Team Liquid Philippines to engage, it is so easy for Smart Omega at this point to just go for the punish. They already have enough damage, even just from Okir, even just from Jome. And mind you, Okir is also on the Brave Smite. This has been a common trend ever since the past few months, so it isn't an easy task entirely for Team Liquid Philippines to just take him out whenever they decide or they want to.
This is again where you get to the point of the game. We're reaching the 20-minute mark. This next Lord, very crucial. Also the immortalities and everything else. Sanford might be going for a play here.
40 going through. That is the kick on a Super Yoshi. He goes down. The AOG by JP coming through. Lewis pushed out of his push right there as Adoryu comes in. Charge surge, stunning JP. Sanford tracking Lewis. Where you going, son?
Oh, they might actually want to re-engage here. So they do get out. They go regen up. JP still holding on, but Sanford seems to want to make a play again.
40 full on dashing through. Does not have a kick. Threatening one from Omega.
They might actually disengage here. They do take a couple shots. A lot of this little heat checking right now. The Lord's going to be up in 13, and Super Yoshi will be back up in 20. So Smart Omega, they can just place themselves if they need to, utilizing the diversion. Joe finally picks up that win to nature again, though, as he traded it out earlier on.
Liquid strong-armed Omega in that engagement.
Yep.
Something tells me they're not happy with the trade because Sanford used his flicker.
Yeah.
It's off for a minute. He's not going to have it for this Lord.
Yeah, and he was low at the time. You would think they would just want to reset after taking one successful pickoff and prepare for the upcoming objective, but they just really wanted to force another engage against Smart Omega before doing just that. But Super Yoshi is already back in the game, though they won't be able to position themselves first. Again, they have the diversion. They can just go whenever they need to, since Luis is already giving them the vision. But they have to be careful. Sanji and JP are nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, that's the advantage right now with that Louis Yi. So it's a half health on the Lord right now. They're going to blitz it. It looks like they have to make a move here.
Going for the burst finish, the response. Can the diversion come in time as JP preempts it? Coming in, yeah, I'm offended. Already spent by Super Yoshi. Lord still standing at the end of its health. The reset. Carl Teasy backing off.
It's going to be a reset. They take the safe route. Jome also swapping once again. Picks up the immortality, and so does Carl Teasy here. So we're back to square one.
Yep, but there's no flicker. I'm offended from Super Yoshi. That was close for Carl Teasy. Nearly went down, but fortunately he has the immortality now. Oh, he's going for Luis.
Carl Teasy does not know Andori's here, but he smells something's fishy.
Half health for Luis. Again, immortality. Multiple members on both sides at this point, so it's going to be a crucial fight of just kind of mechanics for this Lord as we reach almost that 23-minute mark.
Yep. Smart Omega just really has to take into consideration wherever they're plotting the diversion, because similar to what happened earlier, it wasn't Sanji who used his skills in anticipation of the diversion. It was JP with just the taunts, the unbreakable that could that the members of Smart Omega could potentially face. So they have multiple tools and resources that could actually allow them to respond to these surprise diversions from Smart Omega. And similar to now, where are they going?
The diversion down bottom sends a handful of barangay members. Carl Teasy senses it and gets out of there.
Yeah, he gets out of there, then Lord is up. So diversion not available, at least for now. TLPH will go ahead and slowly start this up once again. They give it a go here, still positioning, trying to get that orange buff for Andoru as they set up for this fight, possibly again. Taking a shot with the Queller. Lord under the half health mark.
And this might be the point of no return. Lord down to a 10, the kick by Sanford, and they collapse in. The blast, the blow, the jump. Carl Teasy down to a 10 of his health as well. I'm offended by Super Yoshi, taking down JP's immortality, and Super Yoshi still alive, wailing away. The Lord gets reset one more time.
Oh, diversion.
Oh, there's a diversion.
And the wind blast into that brush. JP says, let's engage. We can do this. As they blast away at Andori. Popping his immortality. Down goes JP. No one from the barangay falls just yet. A whirlwind of nature. Super Yoshi still alive, popping his immortality as well.
And immortality goes down. They re-engage.
Yoshi gets knocked up. Kick.
Carl!
Blasted here. Carl Teasy is godlike.
Oh, he gets out of there. He gets out of there at this point again. Two, and so it's just one of each down.
Flicker by Sanji. High risk maneuver coming in. Does not get punished.
The Blade Surge didn't connect. But that was a very brave move coming in from Sanji, though. Carl Teasy, was he able to get his purple buff?
Yes, he did.
Smart Omega might just be able to secure the Lord this time.
They might actually be able to get this. Again, a little item swap for Jome. Carl Teasy gets the information he needs, relying on the rest of the team to show up here. Can they go ahead and take this one?
Carl Teasy running through the back here, trying to compromise Ook here, and the combo coming in from Sanji. Down goes 40. Down goes Ook here. The Lord goes to the barangay. Andori trying to survive, gets taken down by Oheb. Baby Cakes pushing forward.
Those are such long death timers, but they do get the Lord, and they still have Jome up alongside Lewis. But there's 4 members of TLPH. Are they going to look to go ahead and try to end the game after they clear this out? They've got the decisions to make, but first they'll take this purple buff.
Yep, and they have to mind the Lord, which is marching down bottom.
Or do they ignore it?
But they might just go for the ignore. There's 3 members from Smart Omega who can potentially attempt to defend this. 2 tanky members at that, but they still go for it.
JP with the unbreakable, compromising Yoshi's position. The pickoff. Lewis, 2v1. Now a 4v1. Cebuano's pride trying to take down Oheb. Oheb survives. Oheb survives. Lewis down. Just Jome left.
Oheb survives, and there is still a Lord to deal with in the bottom side, so Smart Omega will stay in the game again. 26 minutes into this game 2.
Could this be the longest game we've seen so far?
What is our longest record right now?
We might just be breaking records. We'll have to confirm whether or not this is going to be the longest game. But meanwhile, while they clear the Lord, checking out the instant replay again, Carl TZ this time around was able to gain much more access towards the targets of Smart Omega. Oheb too, as much as Smart Omega wanted to focus on this gold laner of Team Liquid Philippines, he was just free enough to keep on throwing out the damage. He even swapped out his items, already picked up the Rose Gold Meteor too, just in case there's another attempt from Smart Omega.
Oh, Sanford!
Sanford finds one, kicks it to the wrong side. Ukir closer to his fountain.
The base.
Sean gets blasted with a wind blast, and 40's down. This might be too much. TLPH bit off more than they could chew.
They thought they could force that one in for the end, but not able to get. There's the inversion to cut him off.
To the river brush as Sanji gets popped here. He's gonna survive, but only for a second longer. Look inside the base. Oheb here. JP in the back line. Oheb versus 2. It's 2 of them on him. AOG by Daddy JP back. Lewis and Super Yoshi versus 1.
It's Lewis. He's healing back up.
What?
Oheb's healing back up. How did he stand that long? And here comes Carl TZ now. I can't believe Oheb's alive.
And he walks away.
And he literally just swerved. He saw that people were going after Sanji. He decides to, oh no, I'm not going that way. I'm gonna fight the members left here near the base. And he still gets one from all that. Just goes to show how much damage already coming in from Oheb. Also has the Wind of Nature.
Those Haas claws, man.
He didn't even break a sweat. He was like, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Carl TZ here walks into a brush. Didn't know there was company. Gets shut down.
Oh, right in time for the Lord to come up. What a play for Smart Omega.
That play's going to haunt Carl TZ.
Whoever made that call, I salute. That was a very well-timed decision from Smart Omega, now earning them the advantage for this upcoming Lord. But Team Liquid Philippines just the same. They might not want to just give this away. They will somehow gain some information, but they don't have the retribution in their hands.
Oh, you're still 40 seconds away from Carl TZ being up here. So TLPH, do they delay this? Do they contest it? Do they let it go? It looks like right now for Smart Omega, they'll start up the Lord. They'll take it slow. They want to go ahead and see exactly what TLPH wants to do. And Sanford moves forward alongside JP. Lewis holds down the front.
Lord here down to a 10th of its health. Big wind blast. AOG back. Oheb just barreling away. Firing at everyone who's in his way. And Dory secures the Lord. And Liquid get nothing in return.
He decided to fight, but JP also used the AOG just to get away. So there was an attempt from Team Liquid Philippines. And at least Carl TZ is about to get back, but he won't be having his purple buff anytime soon.
Miraculous how Liquid did not lose anything.
Yeah. They didn't lose anything at this point, but right now this is a pretty big base defense they have to pull off.
At the flick of a wrist, a twitch of the eye, Smartman could have turned on them and killed 3 members.
Woo! Stacks!
Almost 1,000!
Almost 1,000! We have to be getting close to the longest game here. Almost a 30-minute mark.
Yeah, we are.
1K for Big J. Can you make it?
Sanford has the flicker and the Way of the Dragon, just in case they want to try and attempt to go for a single pickup against Smart Omega, but I don't think that the Barangay will make that easy for them. This is a very chunky Lord that they have to take care of.
Oh, there's a charge in already. Clearing out a couple more minions to go. They're going to have to fight.
I'm offended by Super Yoshi coming through. The Lord still standing alongside a wave. Sanji blasting away, already spent his own. AOG knocking up 3. Liquid coming
the Lord,
through.
though.
Inside their own base, they're dealing a lot of damage. Down goes Lewis, down goes Yoshi. Big J blasting away at that base. Down goes the Lord. Finally, Sanji's fallen. JP as well. Big J gets 2K. And they're forced out. They're waiting for that wave.
Carl on the hunt.
All 5 members are still up. Carl TZ was forced to cut the waves. Unfortunately, still alive, so they have some form of wave clear still. But that's a quick diversion onto the top lane.
It's just baby cakes left.
It's just baby cakes at this point. They're trying to cut Oheb. He's left to his own devices. He gets pulled.
Oheb can only do so much alone. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to game 3.
And there you go, another game 3 to round out week number 2 here. Finally for Smart Omega, they get their first game win. Can they win the series going forward against TLPH?
My goodness, we made it to the 30-minute mark. I am now firmly believing that this is indeed the record-breaking longest game so far of the season, and it has been an honor to be part of it.
I thought you were going to say you are now a believer in the
That
mother and
I-
daughter of all series.
Yeah, because again, mine's the long game kind of curse. And it did happen. Kudos to both of these teams though for really prolonging that game.
Yeah.
They were really holding on, especially for Smart Omega, who multiple times Team Liquid Philippines felt like they were just forcing the end to the game. But I think at the same time it really backfired. Like those decisions to force the game even when it clearly wasn't endable just yet. It was a risk, but yeah.
This right here is Liquid's first game loss in all of Season 15.
So one first game win for Smart Omega, one first game loss for TLPH.
And it was 30 minutes of that. Okay.
Here we go again. Our MVP of the game has to be none other than Ukir. This was the game-winning. I feel like it started with that diversion where they caught Carl Teasy, and from that point, it really just went in their favor. So great usage, and that's what I was saying, man. You know, at that point in the game, when you have all these item swaps happening, you're capped down on everything that you need. What's your play? What's your advantage? Well, it's the Louis diversion that allows you to have those surprise effects.
For a minute, I could have sworn I forgot that much like a Franco or a Cho or a Kufra, all you need with a Louis is a singular perfect
It's that
diversion
one.
Yeah.
to earn you back the game.
Yeah, because for majority of the game, they were read out or they were anticipated by Team Liquid Philippines. There
Yep.
were diversions that either had the windstorm ready to welcome them or the unbreakable from JP. This is one of the first few diversions which again received the windstorm and was a clear win for Team Liquid Philippines, even though Carl TZ did go down because it still resulted in him getting 2 kills either way in the first 5 minutes. And eventually, Team Liquid Philippines just felt like they were finding ways to deal with it. Even the knockups from the Jeet Kudo were already enough. And there were a lot of, I'd say, really good or well-timed AOGs too. Similar to this, what we're seeing right here, a precise way of the dragon onto Andoryu, but when the game just got to a point where both teams just can keep juggling their items even and just can make those really risky decisions that in the end were rewarding for Smart Omega, it just really cost them the game. I don't think it was even a matter of chemistry at that point. It was just like finding
This was just really good. I like to see this from Smart Omega with the change that happened here too with the
Yeah.
lineup. Yeah, it's not really a question of chemistry or anything like that. It's just really, you got to remember too, these long games like this. Talk about the endurance test. Like, it's funny because this diversion was the one that just changed the course of that, you know? So it's like the one that you're not really expecting, like, hey, let's throw it over to the top lane in that bush, get a surprise, and then it results in this. And also, even this base defense is quite impressive from TLPH. This is what, the 5th Lord of the game? And they're able to go ahead and juggle through and mostly clear it, but then unfortunately couldn't stop that push from the top side. You know, that's why Carl TZ went down there to stop that lane pushing in from the bottom, but, you know, Oheb, he can't just defend that himself either.
Yeah, even towards the end where I was really looking at Oheb if he's going to be able to survive all that. Smart Omega, they were really going in. They were trying to take down every single member of Team Liquid Philippines. And yes, he did survive alongside Carl TZ. We mentioned the baby cakes were the last 2 members of Team Liquid standing. but there's no one else to protect him at that moment. And with the multiple item swaps, which already previously happened, he definitely already used up his wind of nature right there, had the immortality, but nothing after that. I don't think even.
I wonder
the
how many item swaps
100
happened.
I-
How many item swaps probably happened there? Like I saw Joe like switch out the immortality and the wind of nature like half a dozen times.
I can't believe we're actually seeing 6 games again. Last Friday, this was the exact same scenario, and
And yesterday was all what? Sweep?
All
sweep.
sweep. So we had all three on Friday, which who was on the desk? Brigida. And then we had Saturday all sweeps. Brigida wasn't there. And then we are here on Sunday.
All three.
All 6 games again. Who's on the desk? Brigida. So obviously, there, if we put 1 plus 1 together, it equals Brigida.
Yep. So there's two things that's guaranteed when Brigida's on desk.
What's that?
Equal favor
Equal favor.
in all 3 games.
All 3 games.
I was okay with the long games thing happening, but since Suntal's on the other side, it's a combination.
You don't get to choose.
Yeah, I don't.
You have no say in this.
I don't.
None of us have, literally, because it's these two teams who are playing for our entertainment.
Yep.
And boy, oh boy, am I entertained.
Yes.
It'd be hard not to be entertained after a game like that.
And I'm enlightened.
Why are you enlightened?
For once, we see now where Team Liquid PH might falter. This game,
but by the way, big shout out. You guys have
it's not a
your
curse, it's a blessing.
by
Yeah.
the blessing of by the mother and daughter of all series.
Folks in the arena are thankful. Oh, my ticket is worth more. I got to see so much action.
Yeah.
I mean, look at our audience.
It's packed in here, yeah.
Yep.
It's absolutely packed.
Liquid played for themselves here in game number 2. A lot of them were singular plays, individual moments of glory.
Yeah.
I feel like when you have a fan in your composition, it's
Yeah.
kind of that way.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know?
but that's the case here. That's why I think they weren't as connected.
Yeah.
And they weren't able to capitalize on the leads that they had in this 30-minute game.
Yeah.
They were always like, oh, Sanford, get a kick. JP was the one who was chasing everybody. Like, oh, and
Jump.
was there not like a one or two weird jumps?
There was. I remember saying it, being like, yeah, I think that was a little early, you know? But let's go ahead and do a little meta check here. Selena MPL PH Season 15 stats.
Oh.
She has been interesting because she's picked up a lot.
Yeah.
She's banned a lot, but she's 1-5. I thought she's 1-6 now, actually. But yeah, she win loss is 1-5. And, she's had quite a few buffs here, if you look at this.
20% win rate.
It's a rework. It is
a
borderline rework because the way that the hero plays so different because of the recent buff in the patch.
Yep. The way that the Selenas have been coming up even prior MPL, it wasn't just limited to the vision it was able to offer anymore. Unlike before that, it was just really mostly that. I think one of the biggest things to consider here is the arrow speeds that have been improved overall, have been faster overall for them. Some even just decide to keep throwing them in your face. And the cooldown, I think it's one of the most important. It's the cooldown. Like you go for the cooldown boots and the magic boots, and then you just find yourself spamming all those traps and arrows, which again, they're not there forever anymore, but you don't get to see them after some time, and it just allows for a lot.
Oh, speaking of, we got a little update here from MPL ID as well. AE, Alter Ego, survives. I'm not, this is a tongue twister, man. Nile led. Nile led.
So they sat Kyrie down and they still lost.
Then why did they sit Kyrie down?
Again, why did Omega sit Chakra down?
I think it's maybe it's just a thing for this week.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting. I mean, there's a lot of surprises. Yeah, Brandon mentioned this earlier.
It's called a skid for Onyx.
It's a skid for man. There must be something about Onyx right now in general, huh? Would you say Onyx PH is also on a skid?
Yeah, they literally are a 2-game skid.
Yeah, it's sad to think that they only had one game this week, so they didn't have any chance to redeem themselves if even they wanted to. But that's also good for them. 2 days rest, because their first game was back on Friday, so they have complete 7 days. To actually regroup and rethink of what they want to do and fix.
For everyone watching at home too, by the way, if you guys want to regroup here with us next week, You can also join the MPL Arena and watch with us live and join all the activities outside. You can also purchase your tickets for next week if you guys want to online. And also, we have to give a shout out to join our official MPL Philippines groups. We do have an official one out there. I know there's a couple big groups out there, but we do have an MPL PH official group. So, also, a big shout out to Normal. That's a great name. Absolute Cinema. Okay, Absolute Cinema. That game was, in this series, this whole day, actually the whole week has been Absolute Cinema, I'd say. Even the matches that we've seen in sweeps, I feel like we're actually really good showcasing of what's possible right now in the season. And this is what I'm always saying is, I like the fact that, imagine, TLPH, top of the standings, going against Smart Omega, who is just looking for their first game win, gets it. And there's a clear chance here that Smart Omega can actually win. If they win, that's also a big shakeup to our current kind of environment for the season so far.
It's just 1 point, right, on the board.
Yeah, it's just 1
But
point.
you beat Liquid.
That's what I mean. The statement to beating TLPH in your Smart Omega, and you also brought in Super Yoshi.
Yeah,
it was without Chaknu. Like, think about the statement.
It's like how AP Bread felt when they got a game off of Aurora.
Yes, sir, ma'am.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
It's okay.
Look at this change right here. It's up to Omega, and they still chose red.
So they still chose red because, honestly, with the draft, man, that first phase, there's so many good options you can go for. I'm just wondering if they change the bans a little bit this time around.
Yeah. Unless they play the same way. If Coach RC decides to just leave everything open,
Yeah.
then red is definitely stronger. But if
Which
Coach,
is-
if Coach RC bans to normal like what we're used to,
Yeah.
then maybe Omega has to think about that.
Which is crazy though, because overall, isn't blue side still the
Yeah.
more winnable, like the more win rate side right now overall?
Still is, yeah.
So they really might want to.
They're cooking, Brigida.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if we're seeing the Fanny again this game.
I think it might just go to a ban again. I actually expect to see the Fanny ban again. Not to say that it can't be stopped, but I think it's just also probably after a 30-minute game like that, it's like, all right, let's just not build a lineup that's meant to go ahead and also deal with the Fanny, like so to speak. Because part of me also expects the Lu Yi to be banned out like for game 3.
The Fanny,
and
the
that
Lu
changed.
Yi.
Yeah, there was too much on the board for game 2.
Yeah, there was a lot open.
It was ridiculous. Like, you don't see that very often.
Yeah. Well, we're going to find out here in just a second as we get into the draft. The last one for the evening, the last one for week 2. It's been one hell of a week for us. So TLPH,
Oh, there you go.
yep, blue side, Smart Omega, we got on the red. And as you can see, we got the Fulvius and Madang banned out, Matilda and Jushin. We'll see if it actually is going to be the Lu Yi and Fanny as those last bans, or they go somewhere else with it. We'll see.
Because right now, the jungle trades too are still up. So yeah, hopefully either of those two get banned out, or if they have a different priority in mind, like the Lu Yi, for instance, then they might want to ban one of those junglers out. But
Oh, there it is.
they ban out the Fanny themselves. Okay.
They take it out.
Okay, will Omega ban out the Lu Yi as you've mentioned? Because if I were Team Liquid Philippines, I'd also want to think of the Harith, right?
Yeah.
The Harith in Oheb's hands and not allowing that to go into.
There it is. Lu Yi's banned out. So I think they prioritize Harith here.
Okay.
Yeah. I was going to say, makes sense. You prioritize that. You give that to Oheb. This, on the flip side, is probably going to be a Granger Suyo, maybe? Suyo Granger?
Yeah.
I don't see we change that much unless they have a different plan, but
Like the chose there too. Although I do agree that it might be better to go for the Granger and then reserve whichever other options you have in mind for later, since you wouldn't be revealing much.
you don't need the Granger technically right
Yeah,
now since the
but
Harith is up, but
It's just an option if you guys want. What else is there? But I mean, the Jawhead too is a possibility if ever
they
later
went with it
on.
anyway.
Yeah. So Team Liquid Philippines right now, The badang? Ah, there's no badang. The Hilda's there. If they wanna take it out of Luis' hands and
And the Farsa.
the Barca too. Although they might want to opt for, they will not go for a Fanny this time.
Nope.
So,
Joy, for sure.
yeah.
I mean, now or never, right? What else will you do if not a Joy?
I mean, they're taking their time for these
Although
picks.
Harith Joy is magic overload.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That's the thing.
Among the claims exists the
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Eve Hilda. Okay.
Okay.
So you secure your mid lane. This is a combination we see so often. Summon Force, Reroll Manipulation works really well.
Omega's gonna ban the Nolan, man.
Ban the Nolan?
Yep.
The options are narrowed down. The glue again from Louise. Okay, that's a second time he'll be using it. So the Nolan.
Ban the Nolan, ban the Haya.
So what would that
Yeah.
leave? Like, would you just go Joy then?
Yeah, but that'll ruin your damage profile, dude.
Yeah.
Too much magic?
Yep.
There's an Eve too on your side. Not unless they
Unless we
have
see,
something else.
unless we see a utility.
Yeah.
Alpha?
And there's the Martis.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been playing that in ranked games, but ranked games are different. So, I don't know. Probably ban out the.
Time to drop them.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a
they
Joy.
banned out the Joy.
They're just covering their bases
Okay.
They ban it out anyway, even if it's going to be Magic Overload. They're just like, you know what, let's just not deal with it. So, I don't know. A part of me almost thinks, like, what if we you do end up seeing some form of utility hero in the hands of Carl Teasy this time?
Fred.
Yeah, like a little bit of a throwback.
Yeah. The only thing is there's no Matilda too to go with it.
Yeah.
So it will be in terms of rotation, since we don't have an idea yet of whoever the roamer is for Smart Omega. Like the show's still up there, if they do want to go for that. And now
There
they
it is.
check out
There
the
it is.
Nolan.
So I guess they'll allow the Haya if not anything else.
I guess you're okay fighting against the Haya if you want. The last band's probably still going to be a mid lane option towards Ook here, unless they just want to. Okay, it's actually the Dawhead.
Yeah. So the
So that-
Vexana's still there,
Vexana, the Farsa.
but if they do get the Vexana, then that'll be better for Smart Omega if they're going up against the Hayabusa.
Extra body.
So, Team Liquid Philippines will really have to think about who they'll be getting for Carl DZ later on. But if they don't go for the Vexana here, there's the roamers available. There's a Tro, the Katot that's also available too. I mean, the Katot Eve might be too much to handle if you were Smart Omega. Okay, they
There
go
he
for the
is.
Tro.
injustice in the world.
Okay, Cho's picked up. They cover their grounds. They've got good pick-off potential. They've got a good front line with the glue. We'll see if it works better this time, I should say, for Luis.
What does Carl play?
Carl, Hayabusa, I guess.
Hayabusa.
Unless he does bring out like an Alpha or a Fred.
Yeah.
Barrett's, I don't think you'd want to play a Barrett's.
Yeah, we saw Julian earlier, but that's still that's Magic too.
That's also, yeah.
So,
Hey,
Lucas Jungle.
it's both.
yeah.
No, let's not lose Jungle.
Come on, come
Why do you
on.
keep bringing it back?
Let the goat bring it out.
Oh, well, yeah, so it's, we're talking about the Hayabusa, the, Julian, or any utility jungler, just in case.
Okay, yeah.
They'll still go for the Hayabusa.
Oh, JB gets his chip.
Ooh.
So do you Vex?
You. I think you do Vex. I think you Vex or at least the Hayabusa, but
Extra body.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. And part of it again is it's swapped, right? At least last time Smart Omega is the one with the macro pressure with the Louis. This time around TLPH bans it out, or it is banned out on the other side, and they're just like, all right, we'll take the chip because and JP is probably. I don't know, it's a little bit of a tie between him and Ogwin for me with the chip play, but like JP I feel like is really good at utilizing the chip as a kit, but also when he uses a shortcut to allow TLPH for the cavalry to come through on the right points.
How about overseas? What if we add witty to the mix?
Because it's a
It's a witty party, yeah.
witty part.
So what would you rather? I think that's still one of the most significantly, impactful witty chit plays.
Not just because it's a witty party.
No,
We need another-
literally. I enjoy his chip.
We need
yeah.
another community ball.
Put up another.
I can't decide on it too. Oh,
Here's one last look. Lineups. Whole lot of flickers here for Smart Omega. And a couple purifies here for TLPH. They're going to definitely need that. And we're going to have to see how they go ahead and play into having a chip on their side. And will Smart Omega be able to start once again momentum? Having the Suyo, he should be able to farm up quite easily. We've seen Hayabusa struggle, I feel like, statistically, for a lot of teams that do decide to draft him in. But this time around, will TLPH bring it to the table?
Hold up, wait. It begs to be mentioned. When glue splits,
You hit the globs.
yeah, those glue links take each individually, right? So that's a hard counter.
Does he actually hit each glob? That's a good question.
I think it does.
like the shadows.
Shadow kill, yeah, every slash, instead of counting the big glue, you're also considering the small glues, the glue links.
If that's the case, it's broken.
It's disgusting. No,
That's
if
terrible.
that's the case, Carl DZ, sad noises.
Sad noises.
That'll be so hard for him to pick a fight whenever Luis is there. It's like a recall to what happened in game number 2. It's just that it's not a Hilda, it's a blue, which you need to be a lot more mindful of.
All right, chat. Looks like we got a little time here. Chat, let us know.
Have y'all seen that
Have y'all,
before? Like,
have y'all seen?
going split, and then the Hayabusa comes in and just individually slashes all of the glue links, leading to the glue just saying, ha
That's how they sound.
in gluish.
In gluish.
No, he speaks English. He speaks English.
Man.
That makes me want to try it.
Or in the land of Dawn,
Hold
common
on.
tongue.
Hold on.
That's true. Common tongue.
All right,
Orcish,
so-
Elvish.
You're gonna open MLBB?
I am.
I am too. 'cause
Wait,
it
can
looks
we
like
do a one
Or just check,
1v1?
or just check chat. Check.
The chat doesn't know. Chat's
Our
not letting us
chat-
know.
Our chat is smart.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we have
We do have
We
some
have
time.
an
We do have some time.
international audience of very intelligent and informed MLBB fans.
Yeah, but it seems like they're also stumped.
Why are we not friends on MLBB?
Who?
Oh, you're not online.
I'm not online.
Aw,
Well, I understand why people aren't answering. They're too locked in. Like nobody's.
yeah.
They're too locked in with it. But okay, if that. Rita, why do I keep seeing your pictures in the crowd? Okay.
I also don't know.
You don't know why?
What? Are those the Brigadudes?
The Brigade dudes.
Is that what you're calling them? Have
You
named
gave them
yet?
that name.
No, but we want to know what you're giving them.
Yeah. What do you call your fan club?
What do you call your fan club?
I had this made up name which is not publicly available for consumption.
It's not publicly consumable right now.
But I call them Brigisaurs sometimes.
Brigisaurs.
No, they're just like my group of followers,
Of
whatever.
Brigadudes.
Or
Alright.
whatever. It can be anything
Oh,
at this
wow.
point. Whoa!
Look at these stats from Oheb. 73% win rate at 41 games
No,
played.
Oheb, you can't start the game
No.
yourself. You wait for the marshal.
You wait for
He wants to
our man.
play.
30-11, a whopping 70% win rate. Career-wise with Harith.
This is why you really want to prioritize it.
All right, I just want to, as we get to witness the
What?
stats here from Oheb.
What did you see?
Chat says,
Wait, wait.
Chat does
yes.
say that Hayabusa's ult does go for small ults.
See?
Oh, yes.
I don't know if that's right or they're trolling us.
Ruined. No, I think it's true. I think it's right. Ruined.
The bullets.
Yeah, because if you're, let's say you're an Atlas, right? And you go for perfect match.
Yeah.
Hayabusa will hit both Atlas and whatever the big piece of armor is. By the way, folks.
Beta?
No, sorry, Atlas.
Oh.
Yeah, Atlas is the thing inside, not the armor.
Yeah, no. The perfect pair?
Perfect
match?
pair. Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
So, like...
What are we seeing here?
I've seen a lot.
There's the number one
That's
cheer.
Mima.
Is Mima secretly a Leonin?
Like Joy?
I like Harris.
Oh, bring it up! Bring it
That's
up!
you.
Bring it dudes! Why do
That's
we
you.
keep seeing
Look at
Brigida?
how committed he is. He's also watching the MPL in a small screen. That guy pays for YouTube Premium.
He does pay for YouTube Premium.
I'm never going back.
Everyone's showing pictures now.
Everybody is.
Oh,
Oh man, that looks like a
congratulations, join the Fansiklaban.
fancy Glaban.
I'm seeing a crying child.
Join the Fansiklaban too.
Yeah, why is no one showing their pets?
I would love.
Like
to
I
see
would
that.
love to see some cats and dogs on these phones.
Hey!
Oh, I'd love to see him jumping back into the game.
Yes.
Game number 3. Dude, everybody needs to put his face on their phones. That's what we need during
To
those.
manifest the resumption.
Just manifesting that. Let's go. Game number 3. Last one of the night, last one of week 2. Will it be TLPH or Smart Omega? They already got their first win, as TLPH already got their first game loss. Will Smart Omega get their first match win here after this one?
A lot at stake for Smart Omega and Team Liquid Philippines, who have been on top for a very long time.
Super Yoshi here, forcing a response from Sanji, flickering back. You were saying?
Oh, that was tricky. This is Super Yoshi again on the throw, and I feel like after game number 2, he feels a lot more motivated now to play around with it.
He's settled in.
Items. Nothing too different in particular. I'm just looking at the timings here for Team Liquid, because again, considering first turtle, Luis will definitely be there. So, like,
Yeah.
how do they take that into consideration if they do want to go for the engage? But at least they have the shortcut. I'm not just entirely sure if they will be immediately getting their ultimates right before the turtle spawns.
Yeah, and the fact that Sanji had to burn his flicker early on, that early, he has to be pretty defensive here.
Yeah.
That's why he's just hugging the turret for now. Knows that Super Yoshi's around the corner, and he still has his flicker. So, a couple shots on JP though.
Early pop of the Purify on JP. A lot of damage let down on him by Omega.
Yeah.
So TLPH is kind of down for this first turtle coming up. I'm wondering if they actually want to contest it.
Yeah, not the tankiest roamer available for Team Liquid. Chip has been poked quite low, but they're still going for it.
Turtle very low. Ardorio is in range. So is Carl Beasley, but Omega scores the turtle. Down goes 40. Get that grab by Lewis. First blood drawn by the Nightmare.
It was a great team fight for Smart Omega to go ahead and play the part where they had the advantage from the start of the game. Again, because of just that interaction where they got some resources. Oh, Super Yoshi.
Real manipulation by Sanji. Swiping away. Super Yoshi gets hit with a shadow kill. Ukir all the way in the back. Happy with the body block right in front of him. Grab onto JP. Lewis, let's go. Alleviates the pressure in mid. And Sanford waiting. All right, that's a full dispersion of the fight.
I consider that as an athletic usage of the
Athletic?
real world manipulation too. Like,
say-
it saved him.
What kind? What'd you say?
Yeah,
Athletic?
I'd consider that too.
That's a good job.
Those reflexes
Proud
coming in
of
from Sanji. Oh!
Way the dragon onto Daddy JP. Calling in the shortcut. 40 gets taken down. Oh, it was 40 who caught all the damage. He caught the smoke. That would force in and the retreat. Oh, the flicker forward by Big J. 187. Suspect is a Granger.
Oh man, Big J. I've been waiting to see him activated, and finally in this series against the #1 seed right now, TLPH, at least in the standings, he has been activated. So he gets a nice kill against Oheb.
Yeah, imagine you get an assist, but by the time you get back to your lane, you miss a card and you get taken down by your opposing gold laner. So clearly there is an advantage in Dome's hands right now, more than 500, around that amount. But now Smart Omega, they're transitioning, even putting in their attention towards Carl TZ.
Oh, they're compromising his purple already. 40 forces out a split, grab. And that's all she wrote. Sanford gets taken out by Ukir.
Sanford having a tough time, 0-3 now already. Lewis able to find him multiple times with this glue. You know, this glue has still, it's only been picked up twice now, right? Twice by Lewis, so They're going to go ahead and start up this turtle. Smart Omega with the control. A nice lead, too. And JP looking for the angle to come forward.
Real revelation by Sanji, swiping away. Andoryu secure the turtle, dashing around. Andoryu gets taken out by Carteezy. Baby Cake's doing work as Sanford gets taken down once more. The kick by Super Yoshi. Sanji gets popped. Big J gets one.
This isn't the scenario you would want to be in if you're Team Liquid Philippines. Their lineup, we're now seeing the pros and cons of having them up against Smart Omegas. The glue, there's no one to stop the glue. They have little to no crowd control. And on the other hand, they're being overwhelmed with the amount of crowd control in Smart Omega's hands.
Wow, so just look how much work has to be done here to just keep that turret from falling. TLPH really looking to scrap things together. Trying to find a way to go ahead and go toe-to-toe with Smart Omega right now. Very just something you're not used to seeing with Team Liquid Philippines. And right now for Smart Omega, they can continue to go ahead and build up on this lead that they have. Jome obviously will continue up. We'll see if they have an answer for it. Super Yoshi now here to help them out. JP though too. It looks like they're just going to clear it out. So once again, for Smart Omega, this will lead into the next objective. They're putting pressure now at once for Carteezy.
Smart Omega attempting Grand Theft Purple, pushing out on Doryu very low. Carteezy waiting to get hit one more time. Finally taking down the Nightmare. Sanji down to 50. He'll the grab by the Cebuano Pride as he's taken down. Here comes a shortcut. Who's coming through? Oh, Heb! Dropping the Salmon Force. Dancing through. Down goes Big J. Carteezy gets one. Yoshi as well. Dashing through that wall. Oh, Heb! Missing the corner of the wall. Stopping him. There is one more. Carteezy shut down by Lewis. And he will get squished.
Oh, he finally goes down to Oheb, but what a team fight that was.
Team Liquid Philippines just to get the kill onto Lewis, and he's been in front of them for the entire team fight. Forced out the Oki Shadow kill from Carteezy even when he didn't want to use it, when it just got back from its cooldown after him using it towards Andoryu, and this will be the third consecutive turtle that'll go into Smart Omega's hands. But fortunately for Team Liquid Philippines, they've minimized the gold lead. They've been able to take down both side lane turrets. It wasn't that noticeable since it was mostly Carteezy and Oheb just forcing the lanes to be shoved up, and the shortcuts just allow them to keep participating whenever they're needed. But Smart Omega, from this point onwards, they can just go back. They can continue what they were doing earlier and start establishing the lead.
See if they are able to do that. You know, they hold on to nearly the same lead. Oh, no. Andoryu?
Looking for the shortcut. Swiping away. Sanji does get one. Look at the back line. Underneath tier 1. Andoryu forced to surge out of there. And Ukir gets a kill. Zaman Force oddly placed. OM gets written down on him. Lewis, let's go. Look at this, the front line. Sanford barely survives. Finally, Lewis falls, but Jove gets a push.
I can't believe it. You know, he was able to, it was JP that went in, dropped the shortcut under the turret, and they couldn't catch Andoryu, so then he ends up getting punished there.
Yeah, Luis is becoming a really big problem. Aside the fact that they were unsuccessful in taking down Andoryu, they have to be mindful of whether or not they'll be pursuing the fight when they start and don't get to take out whichever member they've been trying to take out in the beginning. Looking at the in-game equipment so far, yeah, Oheb is behind by at least 1,000 up against Jome, and Jome just picked up the Malefic Roar too, so that'll be an additional layer of damage that Team Liquid Philippines will have to consider, and this is not looking so good, especially since those members who are expected to soak up the damage and be in front aren't that tanky either. That's JP and Sanford who can get easily bursted down by Smart Omega.
God, look at that massive chubby wave Oheb left on bottom.
And it's already going to get that turret.
Free income.
Free income, tier 2 falls. Conceal's going to be used here. It's all for positioning. They might be able to find Sanford.
Super Yoshi does dash in, pushing him out of that rock horse of brush, and Omega reposition.
Okay, so I think Oheb's going to try to do something similar up top. They know he's up there, so they might actually blitz this Lord for Smart Omega. It's a half health already. JP, though, might drop his shortcut.
Conceal, waiting for that shortcut, and he calls in the cavalry. Literally, here it comes Oheb. Carteezy takes down Super Yoshi. Jome falling back at half health, and they do stand their ground. JP does have Lewis on him. Sanji swiping away, gets a shield, and punishes Antonio on the back. That is a trade for Daddy JP, 2 for 1 in the end.
They won that fight only with a well-timed shortcut and the Zaman Force immediately used by Oheb. The follow-up damage from Carl Tizzy also finished off the job. And to think that they were able to reserve the real-world manipulation up until the very last minute.
Zaman Force dropped in. Lewis does ride Carl Tizzy. Ukir, half health. Chom, tagging them. Carl Tizzy, where are you taking Lewis? All the way down south. Sanji does blast him, and Lewis far from home.
Lewis is like, I stuck to the wrong person. I'm being taken through the shadows.
He just found himself in between the tier 1 and 2 bottom lane turrets of Team Liquid Philippines, but I guess that was enough time. He was able to distract them long enough for them to not proceed with getting the Lord, and that is also, or that allowed Smart Omega to reposition themselves once more. Oh, wait, no!
Real revelation.
Good kick.
To find one. The JP sacrificed himself underneath tier 1. Down goes Joe. Down goes Yoshi. OM Salmon Force is good.
Salmon Force is good, and it looked like they wanted to make a play under that turret. Smart Omega still holds on to the mid lane tier 1. So they'll go ahead once again, get in position, even without Super Yoshi and Jome though.
Yeah.
It might just be TLPH going and blitzing down the Lord, even without JP. They're going to go ahead and take it under half health for now.
Oh, that is Sanford compromise. Lewis very low. Andoryu gets one.
Oheb.
Salmon Force dropped in by Oheb. Andoryu very low. Oheb gets one. Ukir looking to punish Carl Tizzy. Baby cakes doing work.
Just one wrong movement could have costed him his life. Carl Tizzy, very mindful of where he was supposed to go, and that Ogi Shadow kill was timed right after Sanford's sacrifice. The split, the grab was used onto him, and so he received it right after going
got kicked.
down. What?
To the wrong direction.
To the wrong direction.
Oheb didn't even need these to purify. He knew midair. I'm fine.
He's going one direction, and that's where he's going. Right now, didn't even have to use the Purify, so
caught
with
up.
that, they caught up. You know, look at this across the board here. I mean, look at the lead that Carl Tizzy has on the Hayabusa.
He's at 9-1 and 4,
It started with that double kill that he got in the early game, and now he's just massively ahead of Andoryu. And Andoryu's been doing a good job at least getting the retributions off, but
Yeah.
can they actually deal with this push in from the Lord now? It is only that first one, but they are going to have to clear things out.
Those are the first 3 turtles that successfully went into Smart Omega's hands, but that's a concealed play.
Oh, conceal.
Will they go in? Oh,
Lord's going to make it way there. They're going to actually force it out. Took a couple shots, though. Again, Jome has plenty of damage. So they do take some damage themselves, but they'll work on the turrets now. They might just get these tier 2s down.
Yeah.
They still have the top one as well. But Smart Omega is so far holding it together unless they force a fight again on the turret.
Real world elimination sent in by Sanji alongside the Salmon Force. Four in the square. Jome shuts down Oheb. And now it's pandemonium right outside the barangay.
Okay.
The punish.
I don't think they follow. Dude, they still want to fight this, Luis.
they're going for
Goes in.
Carl!
Carl Tizzy here. Can he get out of here? Quad Shadow out to the
Oh!
and he's barely alive. And he doesn't have a few stacks on him. Shadow kill.
JP's around the corner, though. Carl. Still shot. He bought himself enough time.
Ladies and gentlemen, the young goat. Mechanics.
He just showed us the best way to escape and get away from 5 members running after you. And to think that everyone else, they were just also running for their lives, but he still decided to go in, cast the last minute Ogi Shadow kill, and by the time it was done, he already had the Quad Shadow again.
Here's how and why. Maximum cooldown reduction build.
Oh, man, I could just see everybody watching that moment. We're going to take a look at the replay here, too. Whole lot of pressure on that side of the jungle, but look at this.
Yeah.
Right, it started out, he's so low here, Andoryu jumps in, and Carl Tizzy goes back because he knows that he'll get caught, so he shadow kills, buys himself enough of that time with all that cooldown reduction he's got, and Quad Shadow's back out to safety.
So wait, that means his Quad Shadow's cooldown's at 4 seconds.
About 4 seconds.
Give or take.
That's max CDR.
Can't believe it. And even when Jome kind of like...
Oh, Sanji already burned the flicker.
Yeah.
For Yoshi.
These are full or almost full item builds though. Drome has the full item build, but OHEB still lacking one item. But still, they will have plenty of time to prepare and set up for this upcoming Lord.
Oh, they want to fight this one.
There's the RWM. Sanji swiping away, spacing out the Lord. Can Adori go for the steal? Card uses secures.
Whoa.
Here's it. Here's Super Yoshi.
In comes Yoshi, and the shortcut for good measure. Down he goes. Oheb gets a kill. And
Oheb.
Omega squad backs off. Oheb gets a double.
Power of wildness and the crash course from JP. Just to ensure that there will be no follow-up from the way of the dragon. They could not connect. The members of Smart Omega could not connect anymore. Now Super Yoshi's down as well.
And at this point, Smart Omega finds themselves with a tough task ahead of them. Defending this base, this push in, as Sanford leaves some of that charge here on the top side. The mid turret will fall, and Lord is still making its way down the bottom lane.
The barangay is quarantined. The cordon off inside their own base. Bottom lane slowly going to crumble. Top lane, a lot of pressure, I'd assume, from Team Liquid. And they're going to take their time here. One inhibitor stands.
Lord's got to be worked on. Not sure if TLPH actually wants to force this fight. They still respect what Smart Omega can do with this. And so far, the Lord goes down as Smart Omega holds on to the one base turret. JP has an immortality, could take a risk here if he wants to.
Oh.
RWM set in. Super Yoshi down to a tenth of his health. That's the inhibitor first. Things first. Liquid clean up house.
Yeah. Alright. There's no flicker from Super Yoshi to attempt and look for a setup just yet. Oh,
He comes in, gets punished hard. The 7 Force, the EG committed. In comes Lewis, flickering, finding a target. Who can I ride? Sir gets popped by Oheb even before anyone gets grabbed. And now Sanji looking for the Void Crystal. Ukir blasted him. No waves. Omega defending.
Waves on the top side. They can clear out the base minions, and Smart Omega 3 strong. Have to go ahead and deal this. Still, there's no waves pushing in, but TLPH waits patiently. Do they still want to end it here as bottom and mid push in?
3 members from Omega holding on for dear life. RWM plus a shadow kill. Down goes Adoryu. Salmon forced by Oheb. Ladies and gentlemen, the streak continues. The cavalry rides strong. Liquid takes game 3.
And another game 3 to end our night here in week 2, and it's TLPH staying at the top. And for Smart Omega, again, a lot of potential here showed tonight as they get their first game win, but TLPH, the Stampede is too strong.
Yep, it's just week 2, and the teams we're looking at the bottom half are slowly showing that they are on the road to finding what needs to be addressed, to improve, and to just show up stronger in the coming weeks.
Oh man, again, there's something here with this version of Smart Omega. I mean, I even, yes, Super Yoshi was there.
Yeah.
That ending, I'm wondering, what if he didn't go and get caught? Could they have defended a little bit longer? Could they have turned it around? But that's sometimes just the job and the way that it works for these roams. They have to sometimes scout things out, and sometimes you get punished for it. But also for Big J, he finally had a game where he was able to go ahead and shine here and there. But who they're up against, TLPH, that's a daunting task ahead of them.
Well, even against the cavalry, again, top dog in season 15 so far, this Yoshi-led Omega has promise. I was a skeptic, but hey, they won their first game, so that's something.
Yep. I saw him with the entire idea of leading from the front. He, to some extent, did show us how it was to pull off the keys to victory. But for now, it's Team Liquid's time to celebrate once more.
It is, and it's their time to go ahead and hear them for their winner's interview. Let's throw it on stage.
Getting the victory para matapos ang week number 2, it's Team Liquid Philippines. Still alive and well, Kalusi. Napakaganda ng pinakita nila, and what an intense of a series.
Definitely, and first I want to talk to Sanford. Sanford, grabe yung pagiging dominating nyo so far this season.
Sure.
Ano nang masasabi mo na this week, anong meron sa week 2 na kahit naka 3 games kayo ngayon, panalo pa rin kayo?
Ano po, yung observation ko po sa mga laban namin is, habang patagal na patagal, pahirap po na pahirap yung mga games kasi nag-evolve po talaga yung mga teams. And so far, yung Omega po talaga nagpahirap sa amin.
Honestly, we saw it and we were talking about it and sobrang nagkakaroon talaga. I actually have another question kasi in terms of the matchups that we're seeing from you, meron pang mga teams na hindi nyo nakakalaban. That's Onyx Philippines, Aurora, and TNC. Alin ba doon ang pinaka-excited kang makaharap at bakit?
Sa akin po, personally, TNC po talaga.
TNC,
TNC.
alright. Mind explaining why?
Wala lang po, na-miss ko lang po yung mga kampi ko.
Right? And you'll probably see them soon, later on, kasi baka magharap sila next week, right? Now, we want to ask the person right beside you. It's JP.
Okay.
Right, Kalusi?
Yes, JP. Okay, eto, ano lang tayo. Chill na tanong lang. As Daddy JP at maraming nabubuong duo ngayon sa team nyo, ano naman masasabi mo sa Baby Cakes and Sansan duo?
Ano po yan, solid. Kasi
Sorry.
sila.
Proud siya. Proud si JP.
Proud that. Sibi mo, dalawang duo yan, di ba? Now,
Siyempre.
I actually wanna ask Carl. Carl, yung pinakita mo kanina, using your Hayabusa, a lot of people weren't expecting that. Going back to the question a while ago, Prime Carl TZ is back. Tinanong ka namin kahapon, how did you feel after your game? Kasi nasabi mo sa amin na nahirapan ka kahapon. Now, how are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10 with your performance?
Siguro po mga 6 po.
Okay.
Kasi kung Prime Card TC talaga, malamang dominating lahat ng games.
Alright. We see it. Kumbaga, kailangan mo pa ng more convincing, right? And we love to see the humbleness from the young GOAT. Now, I just have one more question para kay Coach RC naman. Coach RC, you don't usually get the mic, so I really want to commend you kasi nabanggit ka rin ni Carl TZ kahapon na ikaw talaga yung isa sa mga parang kinikilig ka din. Parang kinikilig ka din. Pero nabanggit niya kasi kahapon. So, with this game na natapos, specifically in game number 2, Team Liquid Philippines holds the shortest game of the season and the longest game of the season. Para ba sa'yo, personally, ano ba ang Team Liquid Philippines? What kind of team are you? Are you guys, or are you the team that dominates in the early game? Or do you want to take it to the later stages? Ano ba ang Team Liquid Philippines?
Siguro simple lang, pasisimplihin ko lang. Ang Team Liquid ngayon para kaming blank sheet na minomold sa kung ano yung dapat i-mold this season.
Right? They'll do whatever they can to make sure that they get their victory. Congratulations once again, Team Liquid Philippines! Congratulations, boys. You may now take your walk of victory.
Wow.
Just an incredible performance. They may have lost one, but again, boys, you may now take your bow. Continuing what I said, Kalusi, they may have lost just one game, pero hindi natin may tatanggi na sila pa rin ang pinaka-dominanting team so far in this season.
Exactly, Hans. Tuloy-tuloy nga ang pag-arangkada ng Cavalry and it makes you wonder, may makakapigil pa ba sa kanila?
Well, we're about to find that out in the upcoming weeks, pero sa ngayon, tungayan muna natin kung ano masasabi ng ating mga casters.
Thank you so much for the winning interview there, Hans Kalusi, and also for TLPH. Great victory there. I like what they said too, especially the fact that, you know, the teams are just getting better. That's one of the main things there that we heard from Sanford, and he's just like, you know, they continue to improve, and that's what we've been talking about through this week too already, is just how much improvement has been there. But for TLPH, they stand on top, of the MVP of Game 3 is none other than Carl TZ on the Hayabusa, who just had, again, a phenomenal performance. And what did he give him his rating? Was he a 6?
Yeah, he said he was a
He was
6
a
out of
6
10.
6 out of 10?
Because if it were really Prime Card TZ performing right now, he said it would have been dominating for all games, or it would have probably been a sweep. But that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So according to him, he rates himself a 6 out of 10. But based on what we've seen, at least for game number 3, like, not to mention the highlight which we're all looking forward to see in this sequence, he's just been really focused on farming for the most part, knowing that they were already sort of behind in the first few minutes of the game. And it is also because of Carl Tizzi why it's not just one tier 1 turret that was taken down we're seeing here in the 6-minute mark. It was both the bottom and top tier 1 turrets that were taken down because he was just very consistent on managing the waves alongside Oheb, and it was just the placements and the timings of the shortcuts just allowed them to be very consistent in doing just that. So they were really able to minimize the advantage that was in Smart Omega's hands, and eventually their once they were able to find the openings and work on their team fights, shutting down Luis and the threat he was able to bring in when Oheb already had the right amount of damage to deal with whichever commits they wanted to go after, then Team Liquid Philippines, they were just unstoppable. I mean, even towards the last few minutes wherein there were supposedly some plays that could have been made by Super Yoshi to get a trade away from Team Liquid Philippines. That just didn't happen anymore.
It feels like Omega fell to the folly of Liquid in game 1. They could have gone much faster, but they instead took their time. I couldn't say completely that was it because Liquid were also very aggressive even when they were down.
Yeah.
So this is just Liquid getting their licks in faster, then Omega could come back.
Yeah, because you got to remember too, in the early game of this one, it was Smart Omega being aggressive, and they actually were able to pressure, for example, Sanji to burn out his flicker early on and make some of those plays. But again, it was like a strong start, but then it fizzled out really quickly, and TLPH really showed up. And even in that last little base push there, Carl Tizzi was able to just zone out your main damage dealers being Jome and Ukir just with that shadow kill because he was just scaled up so massively on the Hayabusa. So it was kind of hard for Smart Omega to go ahead and really find that adjustment, especially when Super Yoshi was taken out. And so, again, it's just TLPH really utilizing the lineup that they had. I think even JP, like, he had a couple shortcuts that were like, oh, did he mean to put that there? And yes, probably so, because JP, his idea is, let me put this here. Sometimes also, you got to remember, the shortcut takes the attention of the turret too. So it does buy some of that time, and then it allows Oheb to just kind of come in with his Amin force, and that's what we saw here. So, again, a great performance all around from them. And I know the glue it's still winless. It's 2 times that it's picked up at 0% win rate, but I gotta say, man, Luis played that glue really well.
Yeah, he did. It was a really great start too for Smart Omega. Again, unfortunately, they were unable to sustain it and put an end immediately. The lead was always minimized. It was always, or Team Liquid Philippines, they just found multiple ways to catch up.
Yeah.
And once they did, those major threats such as the glue, it just felt like they were already immediately able to burst him down. So yeah, props to Smart Omega for showing some improvements here. We're looking forward to see more from them, especially as they probably found the first step.
Well, let's see if that moving forward. But also, calling all college students. Join the MSL Collegiate Cup Season 2. You can register for the March Open qualifiers. That'll open on March 10th for you guys. There's a 500,000 peso, I was about to say dollar, 500,000 peso prize pool, 100 million diamonds.
No, 1 million diamonds.
Sorry, 1 million diamonds. 1 million diamonds.
Not how much you spent today, but how much you spent.
You even throw me off with all the diamonds. Plus a chance to qualify for MPL PH Season 6. That is the big part. You get to qualify for MPL PH Season 6 through this. So visit the MSL Collegiate Cup Facebook page for more information, or mutunsiph.org/MCC to register. Make sure you guys check that out. Man, imagine if it was 100 million diamonds. That's a whole lot, right? So, also, we want to go ahead and give a big shout out. The Athena League is happening very soon. It's coming soon. This is an exclusive league for all the female pro players and the official qualifier for MLBB's Women's Invitational. So, again, big shout out to all the female players joining that, competing to go ahead and represent, of course, the Philippines over at MWI coming up soon.
The tournament will take place from March 7th to May 27th, so it already started by the time you're watching this. You can catch up to it and, of course, show support to this growing league that empowers more women to become esports pros.
Yep, especially for the Filipino community who just recently won the MWI. So, who
All the
knows?
mega empresses.
Yeah, you might be next. You might be playing against them, alongside them. This is a really great place to start.
We're gonna wish that she was there.
I do. How did you know?
Well, again, any final thoughts for you guys right now before we wait for some of the updated standings and everything else here for week 2?
I would like to say in MPL Philippines and in life, there are a few things guaranteed. One of them is we always get a mic check after a match.
I wish I had a mic check in real life. Let's throw it over to the mic check for this win. That is probably the mic check that I would like to have in life.
We got it technically. I mean, came out.
Like
The intent was there.
they're just so locked in that there were no comps. They were just linked up together and making it happen.
I can imagine how it went in their minds, but they didn't say anything while it was happening. But I don't know.
I do have to ask, what were the two things that... Do you remember?
What?
The two
The
things
two
in
things are
life?
guaranteed.
We'll talk
Better
about it
guarantee.
after the important stuff.
This is guaranteed. Infinix standings. Right now, as we end week 2, TLPH staying at top. They're 8-1 now. They've lost one game. That was just what we witnessed right now. Aurora, of course, sitting there at 3 points. We got 3 teams at 3 points. Onyx, Philippines. Interesting, right? For a lot of people that have been tuning in, they're at 1 point right now. They're 4-4 in their games. And then, of course, you still have Smart Omega, AP, Brennan, Twisted Minds here looking for that first match point.
So the streak and the skid continues for the upper and lower half of our standings in week 2.
Yep.
Next week, though, some of the teams, such as Onyx, who were only able to play once this week, will get to play twice. So let's see if that will bring some significant changes to our overall standings. Because here in the Fansiklaban standings, it does look like the opposite.
Yeah, this is, for those our international viewers out there, the Fansik Laban is basically a tournament that happens, brought to us by Infinix, and this is the fan bases of the MPL PH teams here. So, right now, still sitting at the top, you got the Bees there. They're 3-0 right now, and down at the bottom, you got a flip-flop. We had this after week 1, too. The Cavalry is down at the bottom alongside the Auroras. So, again, they are competing every week. They also will have their own playoffs.
Yeah,
leading into the playoffs.
They're on season 2 right now. So last season,
Who won last season? Which fan?
was it last season? Was it like?
Nobody was ready to walk down memory lane like that.
Oh man.
Aw.
Well, that's gonna wrap it up for week 2 here. We gotta give a big shout out, by the way, Direct Jungmin.
We call him JM. It's much
We call him JM, but yeah, JM. Advance happy birthday, man. You did a great job this week. I'm really proud of you. And I know they are too. So, again, guys, thank you so much for watching week 2. We'll be back here next week for more action. I'm Naisu. This is Leo. And that's Brigida. And we're going to be thrown over to stage to close out the show.
Yes, what a week it has been dito lamang sa MPL Arena, right?
Hans, iba talaga ang lakas na pinapakita ng ating mga teams.
You know what? Speaking of that, nakita natin all throughout the day, TNC